for that one because I already hit the like, so we're good. Okay.
I got it on my TV, so.
All right, so let's wait till we pop up and then
I love
start.
the Bears with the wings you got on there, buddy. That's real good. I like that.
I really like that new welcome late night thing, the neon light welcome. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's been on StreamYard for a minute now. Nobody
Yeah.
just. Oh,
All right, we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Football Talk Show night tonight on the Sports with Wolfie channel. Tonight we have already discussed I've already picked the Hall of Fame game and already done the week one picks. So tonight we are going to be reviewing the Hall of Fame game, and plus we will be talking everything sports and football. My name is Brett Alt. I'm your announcer tonight and the main announcer for the Pick'em Show. Tonight we might make history tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Depending on what's going on, we might have the first female up on our panel tonight. So we might make history tonight. So looking forward to that if it happens. But let's go around the horn and say hello to some familiar faces. First off, down in the great state of Texas, we have our Chicago Bears fan and passionate football fan. Let's say hello to our buddy D-Man. D-Man, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, man. Good.
All right. Also, let's say hi to our host who's put it all together. Let's say hello to the Howler from Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's say hello to our main man, Wolf. Wolf, it's good to see you. How you doing tonight, brother?
Hello, you two. Yeah, it's been kind of hot down here.
Oh, hey, Wolf.
Things getting back to normal after such a pretty hectic week. So got a lot to talk about and be interesting to get everybody's opinion on some things. So
yeah. Also, even though he's muted right now because of a crazy alarm going off in his background, I'm going to get this introduction right. Former Arizona resident, now living in Canada, and a massive Arizona State Sun Devil fan. Let's say hello to our second newest member of the panel. Let's say hello to Mikey. Mikey, wave hi to the audience tonight. I know you're muted right now, but how you doing? Give us a thumbs up. How you doing tonight? Awesome. Awesome. I know that alarm's driving you nuts, but hey, at least it's not as worse. It's not as worse as me after a bean burrito buffet. I had to start off with a little humor, guys. Anyway, so let's get down to business here. We're going to go over the Hall of Fame game from last week. As of course, some of you know, me and Wolfie shook off the cobwebs with the extra spiders included, and we did our very first game cast of the new season. I have to say, Wolf, that was a very successful game cast we did, even though we only did the first half of the game last Thursday night.
Dude, if you guys did not see the freaking second half of that game, it was the same as the first half, bro. It went down to the last play, a walk-off touchdown, bro, for Carolina, bro. Carolina. Now, you guys got to remember, the Bears play Carolina in week 1. Mm-hmm. If Carolina does that to the Bears are going to stomp their butts if they do what they did with freaking Arizona.
I mean, that game was won by 3. The only sad part for the Carolina Panthers, if you guys had seen it, is that on that last play that Haynes King, he ran it into the end zone with like a couple of seconds or no time left. But I guess he hurt his hamstring on the play.
Yeah, he pulled a hammy on the dive.
Yep. So as you may have seen in the news, the Panthers have signed Kyle Trask while Haynes King is nursing that hamstring injury. So this game this weekend for the Carolina Panthers, the head coach is saying expect to see Trask play a little bit. So, also the other big news. So pretty much, like I said, I had a lot of fun doing the game cast with Wolf. I mean, we had a lot of fun doing it. I can't wait for the next one. But yeah, I mean, even our newest panelist who is going to join us tonight, we talked privately on Facebook, and even though we weren't picking spreads, but she actually got the spread exactly right. Our newest panel member, she told me that she actually had, I forgot if she picked Carolina or not, but when she was and I were talking, but she picked the spread exactly right by 3 points. So, anyway, so of course, for those of you who don't know, I invited a friend of mine who's going to be our first female panelist if things go according to plan tonight, even though she's late right now, but it's going to be nice. Anyway, so I want to open up the dialogue here for open conversation. And I promised, first, before we do, let's say hello to some people on the chat tonight. Hello to Lucy Grace, hello to Caitlin Blake, and hello to Text Guy. Thank you all for coming tonight. We appreciate you all taking time out of your night tonight to join us. So anyway, as I was going to say, I'm going to open up the chat, the dialogue tonight. So over the weekend, Wolf on our Facebook chat shared a very interesting reel of, I don't know if it was a high school game or a semi-pro game or something, but the fact of the matter, it showed a player getting nailed pretty hard. And so the fact of the matter was, where the angle was launched and stuff, the officials called targeting on the play. Now, this is why I want to open up the dialogue. Now, Wolf originally said in the chat that he thought that there wasn't targeting. Of course, to spark, an interesting debate and conversation, I politely disagreed, and I said, from the way it was angled, it was, I thought it was. But, I took a look at it again, and I realized he's right. But here's where I want to open up the dialogue, ladies and gentlemen. And, Wolf, since you're the one who posted the reel, I'll let you have the first dib. So I want to ask the panel, and of course I want to have Wolfie go first and get his thoughts. But, with it seems like now with the targeting rule, it seems like it's more officials' discretion now than what the actual ruling is. So the question is, do we keep that and let the officials be discreet, or do we totally need a total rewrite and actual definition of targeting? Because before I let Wolf speak, I'm going to give examples. Like in the NFL, you only get a 15-yard penalty for personal foul. You really don't get ejected. But yet in the college game and all that, you commit a targeting foul, you get ejected from the game. If they confirm it, that is. So it's like, do we need all these different versions of it? Or do we just need one rewrite that defines of it in all levels of football? Go, Wolf.
Okay, so my answer is no, we do not need a rewrite. What we need is all the officials to be on the same page as to what the rule of targeting is. And the rule clearly states that if you lead with the crown of the helmet, which is the top basing of the helmet, if you lead with the crown of the helmet into the opposing player's helmet, it is targeting. Anywhere else, it is not targeting.
But
if the helmets hit each other, if the helmets and the front part of the helmet, if they hit if I'm going to say I'm running after Eric and I'm throwing myself and leaving the ground, and my helmet hits the side of his helmet, that is the definition of targeting. Now, if it barely misses the helmet, that is not considered targeting because it never made helmet-to-helmet contact.
So here's what I've been observing lately in the last few years when it comes to the rule of targeting. I have noticed that it's starting to become more of and a lot of the leagues aren't saying nothing about this, but I have noticed when it comes to the targeting rulings, it's been more officials' discretion than the actual targeting rule down to the T. I mean, I even think we need an ejection addition to the rule for targeting in the NFL. I mean, you can't just have a player, just hit him, get a 15-yarder, and just go on like it's nothing. Because the fact of the matter is that guy is going to do it again eventually, and he's never going to learn.
Okay, so, I'm going to call a timeout here because here is my main argument, okay? I know that you three don't have hair right now, but if you're brushing your hair when you have hair, where is the crown of your head?
Mine's like right here.
Somewhere up here.
It's like off to the side. If we go from the middle, mine is to the left. A little bit. Not
No,
much.
the actual crown is on the back part of the head.
Oh.
It's where your hair naturally parts in the back. That is where the crown of your head is.
Mhm.
So if you're talking about the crown of the helmet, you have to hit the back top part of your helmet to technically be called for targeting. If you go based off of what their rules
I've seen
are.
targeting where it's in the front. I've seen targeting where it's from the side. I've seen targeting. So that rule, if it being in the back of your head, needs to be rewrote. Because anywhere above the neck, if you look what Chatty Bloggers just wrote, and I know that person looked it up by the way that it's wrote. Any place above the neck or purposely toward any exposed limb is considered targeting based on games where officials from high school to pro determine the offense.
Mhm.
That's
All
the
right.
definition of what Chatty Bloggers looked up. That's
All
the
right.
definition of it.
All right, before we continue with this, he just walked in the back door. Let's say hello to our resident statistician. Let's go down Interstate 380 from where I'm at to Marion, Iowa. Let's say hello to our resident statistician and my brother, Jeff Alt. Good evening, bro. How are you doing tonight?
What's up, Jeff?
Not a whole lot. Everything is quiet down here in Lynn County after some rounds of storms we had this morning. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, those were loud as hell, dude.
Is that why your lights are out right now, Jeff?
Nope. The thing about my apartment is I have no lamp in here no matter what. That's why it's so dark.
Okay.
Anyway, so I know you don't say much, Jeff, but we were on the subject of targeting about, is the definition, solid as it is, or has it gotten to be an official's discretion thing, or does it need a rewrite? I mean, you've heard some of the arguments as you were coming in. So what's your take on the targeting rule?
Well, I don't say much about it. I mean, I just let the officials do the talking and I just do the watching.
I mean, as a fan, I'm going to ask you as a fan then, from a fan's
Yep.
point. Has it become more of an official's discretion kind of a rule, or do you think they're hitting the rule to the T?
It's part of the rules, man. Simple as that.
All right,
Yeah.
now
But
that I know,
referees don't always abide by the rules either of football
right, they
either,
don't.
though.
That's right.
Exactly.
Ever since they started this, where the NFL can be bet on in Vegas, this
Yep.
is when there's a lot of the referees had made it on their discretion if it's going to be targeting or not. Ever since they allowed it in Vegas to be bet, these games to be bet on in Vegas, a lot of these referees, and I've said this before, you can ask Eric, I've said it on plenty of casts with him, that these referees are betting on something.
So sorry about that, guys.
let's get our resident Arizona State fan up in Canada. Let's get his thoughts about the targeting rule. Mikey, you got the floor.
Thank you. Okay, so I have been blessed to see football played at every single level, from high school
What's up, Angel?
all the way back to Pop Warner High School, you name it, college, professional. The targeting aspect of it is very clear and defined when it comes to anything from the neck up. Anything that you're hitting is automatically a target. If you're going for it, going in it with your helmet to helmet, going purposely pushing, doing anything above that, this whole area, that is targeting. Now, the other thing that I've learned is that officials, based on the maturity of the players playing the game, the players that are there, and that's at every level. And if you see, okay, let's say that someone is stumbling, maybe they're still playing through an injury, but then they go after that person who has that injury. that is targeting. That's an exposed limb or anything that they're before they're taken out of a game. Let's say if they get injured, but they decide to stay in the game, and sometimes after that, or depending on the severity of this, do you suspend him for the rest of the season if it results in a severe injury that might paralyze the player? Right? Just saying. That's my
but you don't know if that injury is going to be severe till weeks later.
True.
Days
well,
later.
sure. So
how are you going to sit there and do that to somebody that it might not even be? It might not even be a severe injury. It might be a fucking pinch of the neck. He might have pinched his neck by hitting him.
Yeah.
So how is that going to be? How is that going to be legit?
Good point.
Good
Anyway,
point.
we have one more person who just walked in the back door too. Let's
Yep.
say hello to our resident Massachusetts boy and our man, Papa Smurf. Angel, what's up, brother?
Angel, good to see
let's-
you.
So I want to get your opinion.
All right.
We're talking about the rule of targeting in football, and of course, because Wolf showed a very interesting reel over the weekend in our Facebook chat about where it showed a player like launching but hitting the side of the player but not hitting the helmet, but yet they still called the guy for targeting. Now the question is, when everybody's giving their take, is do you think that in your opinion as a fan, you think that the rule of targeting is clear, or do you think it really becomes official discretion and needs a rewrite? What do you think, Angel?
Okay, so let's go back to the 1960s when the NFL first started. How about when they used to clothesline people?
Stop. You can't use it from back
All
that far.
right, I'm just saying.
Totally different era. Nope. Can't do that.
I'm
Angel.
just
Only two different eras.
Can I speak here? I'm just saying, look at back in the 60s when they used to clothesline people, okay? How
I
much
remember
different things have changed? How much things have changed? Okay, this is what
Yeah.
I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Targeting is when they go after a player, play after play after play after play, regardless of the fact. Like,
Yep.
to me, I believe, like D-Man said earlier, I believe now that there's legal betting on football games, the referees are betting on those games, so they're barely going to throw the flags on them. Okay?
Yeah, they're
If
gonna do that. But
I'll give you,
when you're done, I want to.
hold on.
Yeah.
Example. I'll give you a good example. All right? New England plays Indianapolis Thursday night. Right?
Right.
Yo,
Yeah.
okay, they put May out there for the first 5 plays. All right, the ref bets on Indianapolis. They see a helmet to helmet. They ain't gonna throw that flag. You know what I'm saying?
He's
They're
got a
gonna be
point.
like, yeah, keep doing it. Keep
I-
doing it.
I have to.
You know,
I have
I'm
to
just
think,
giving
guys.
you an example.
Now, I want to say something about the fact that I think a lot of this started when Darryl Stingley from the Patriots at the time got paralyzed. Remember when he got hit, he got paralyzed from the
Yeah.
waist down. Couldn't
Yeah.
play another down, couldn't play again in the NFL after what happened to him.
Uh-huh.
And after that aftermath, there was a few other players that got knocked senseless, and some of them had, long-standing effects that affected their style of play.
Yeah, look at Junior Seau.
I mean, I agree with
Look at
you,
Junior
though, Mike.
Seau.
Mike, I agree with you. But you got to remember, though, too. Remember a couple of years ago, about 5-6 years ago, when the older NFL players were trying to sue the NFL because injuries they got when they were playing? Why
When they were
would you wait for all these many years later to sue the NFL when the injury that you got when you were playing? Why would you wait all this time? Why wouldn't you
Well,
do it right afterward? It
and I-
happened.
Yeah, and D-Man, I can answer that because I don't know if you guys have all seen the movie Concussion, right? That Will Smith did,
Nope.
based on the guy that
Nope.
Never
knew
seen
about the concussions. Well, I did. But anyway,
Okay.
I knew what the basic story was. I think they exaggerate a lot of things in it, I'll just say. But in the concussion movie, the aspect was that most of these players that suffered from these hits, consistent hits, like all the time that they were playing, well, it didn't matter what position they were on. Mostly it was defense, but they really didn't care. It could have been offense, could have been special teams. The point is that some of these lingering effects didn't show themselves immediately. They were over time, and eventually the brain, the way that the brain wires, because most people still don't know the brain, it's mysterious, right? But the way these players were wired, that's how eventually over time they started having their schizophrenia, all sorts of their mental capacity going nuts. I mean, I'll give you a great example. Lyle Alzado, who used to play for the Oakland Raiders.
And the Broncos.
This guy was one of the beasts of the Oakland Raiders defense for years. This guy constantly got hit by everything you can think of. I mean, he got pounded. And I mean, he did the pounding, he got pounded. So when he finished, you saw what happened to him, right? Eventually, over time we're talking, right? So he started to have these issues. And then, of course, you saw what he did. You all know what he did, guys. So I just, that's just a good example right there. And D-Man, I totally agree with you on some points that you've already said. And I was just adding to that, but it's over time. That's why some of them are afraid that the amount of play they went through, the amount of hits they went through, and the things they did over time, they're afraid that if they end up the same way that these other guys, either off themselves or whatever they did because of the concussion protocol, they want to make sure that they don't end up like those other players. And that's why now...
That's why the concussion protocol is so more available now. That's why it's so more available now than it was back then. It wasn't even... The concussion protocol didn't exist back then.
Right. It didn't exist.
Yes. It didn't even exist.
True.
Going back to what Angel was talking about a minute ago, going back to the 50s, you can't go back to the 50s and compare the 50s till now. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do that.
Because there was no rules.
Look at the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s compared to the 90s, 2000s, and now. Totally two different NFL.
I mean, D-Man, you can't even really go back past 1990s to compare the differences.
Exactly.
You technically can. About halfway through the 90s, you can. There was something that wasn't quite in place yet. I would say right around 95, 96, there was something that was loosely in place, but it wasn't fully established. When you got to the 2000s and beyond, that's when it became more prominent. That's when the concussion protocols became more established, and you saw what led to a lot of these other problems in the past that they were just
I don't like Roger Goodell, but for him doing what he did as the commissioner of the NFL, the National Football League, there are some things that he did good, but there's more stuff that he did that was bullcrap.
Right.
Yeah.
This bullcrap. I don't like the man, but I like for some of the stuff that he's done to protect these players now. So what happened back then doesn't happen to these players now.
Right.
That's the stuff that I like what he did. Now, what is he doing now, and the way the NFL is now, it is not the NFL no more to me. Come back what it was in the 90s.
So,
well, I mean, look at it this way. I mean, let's go back to Al Wilson. I mean, come on. One of the best middle linebackers that was ever in the NFL, in my opinion.
Did you know him?
He waylaid quarterbacks and halfbacks, but he did it cleanly, but the whiplashing caused several concussions. It's no different than the targeting, but yet you have targeting. Now, also, we have this crazy little thing called transitioning from Gen X to Gen Pussy, because everybody's pussyfooting out there now.
That's a good one. Here's your screen title right there.
You hit that on the head.
That's almost the perfect way to describe it, Wolfie.
Hey, that's got to be the clip That's got to be the clip right there
That,
already.
that's got to be it.
That's if we didn't have a pre-show title, that would have been the show title right there.
Yeah. Has the NFL pussyfooted itself
Oh my
into
gosh.
obscurity?
Anyway,
Is it
yeah.
doing that because of the
Jeff-
concussion protocol? That would have been
My
the perfect
brother looks
question.
like he wants to add something to
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Oh my god, you got Jeff blushing, guys, on that one.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
That was
Jeff, anything
crazy.
you want to add, bro?
No, but you got my little giggle of the evening.
All right. Anyway,
You got his,
Hey,
hey, but we got his attention though. We got his attention.
Oh,
We
yeah.
made him listen closely.
Oh, yes.
Anyway,
Hey,
You
yeah,
did good. And you did good.
so
It's-
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead.
I
I'm
just,
go ahead and
I'm
close.
sorry. Yeah, Brett,
I'm
let
gonna
me,
go ahead-
guys, let me elaborate just on one thing.
Okay.
Honestly, to me, like I said, we've all seen so much football. I know this. And and over the years, if you have to agree with me, and if you don't, that's fine too. But agree with me if you can, that it is starting to become less football, more of can we just play the game, but then, don't hurt somebody or don't purposely
Okay, but
are the defenses getting their hands tied behind their backs when they want to go rush the quarterback? I mean, that's supposed to be a fun thing, right? Especially if you're a middle linebacker. Some of the great ones, like Ray Lewis and so on. You want to be that guy, right? You want to be the
But
guy
yes.
who's back there in the
But
back.
yes.
about, you want to know what it's really about though, Mikey? It's
Yes.
about how many people we can save to how much money we can make. That's
Mhm.
what the NFL is about now. It's about how much money we can make without getting sued because people's injuries.
Right.
How much money can we make? That's the NFL now. It's
It
how
is.
much money we can make as a sport.
Yeah.
As a sport.
But it's
Not just
sport.
individual teams, but as a sport in whole, how much money can we make a year?
All right.
Right, 17 games
It's not
plus
just
playoffs.
a sport, man. It's not just a sport. Remember, it's a business. Every of the four major sports,
So-
including some others now,
So-
are becoming more of a business.
I'm going to close the door on this topic, and I guess let's go to the conclusion that everybody thinks. I'm going to go ahead and sum it up before we move on to the next subject. Whoever
Go
wants
ahead.
to lead on the next subject, but
Sure.
let's just close this one up. I'm going to say as a final thought. Yeah, I mean, I can understand the reason. I mean, they have really put an emphasis on the concussion protocols in the last few seasons. I mean, they need to. I mean, I'm glad they're putting the emphasis on it. But I think we can agree, though, that we all can agree that a rewrite is definitely not in the works. So,
just the referees need to be on the same page. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Just make sure
Yep.
they're all thinking the same thing. And make
That's
sure
not
they
gonna happen though.
agree.
You
Right. Like I said, it's based on what the referees feel. They have to all agree on the field.
Excuse
Every
me.
single one of them before
But they
even
got to go by the rule book too. But listen though, these referees got to go by the rule book as well. Not just the
Yes.
players, not just the coaches. These referees got to go by the damn original NFL rule book, the original one, not
Yeah.
the one that they have
Yep.
now. The original fucking rule book of the NFL. These referees got to go
agree.
by as well, and
I
they're not.
agree.
And they're not
I
doing it.
agree.
Oh,
I 100% agree.
Jeff laughing because D-Man dropped an F-bomb.
It's okay. It's all right.
But it's
Sorry, guys,
okay.
That's okay.
We're over 18.
Well,
Yeah,
remember
thank
one
So,
thing,
if
Jeff,
if
remember
the
back-
referees
back-
not
Okay.
betting on these games,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But remember back
Um,
a number of streams ago, though, when
stop betting on the games and take that out of Vegas. If this can happen, if the NFL needs to stop them from being bet on, if they could stop it in Vegas and allow these people to not bet on them from Vegas, I think the NFL will go back to what it was. As
Yep.
long as their bets being made in Vegas, it is going to be not the NFL. It's going to be the referees' game, not the players that are on that field getting hurt. It's going to be the referees' game, and it's been
Yep.
like that for at least 5 years that I can think of off the top
Okay.
of my head. At
Yeah,
least
okay.
5 years.
I'm going
All
to close the book on this one. So,
All right.
Yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
going to say though before I go to the next one, I have to admit Jeff laughing so bad. Jeff laughing his ass off after D-Man dropping the F-bomb reminds me of that stream a few weeks
Yeehaw.
ago, a month or so ago,
No
when
comment.
Jeff was describing the scoreboard at I forgot it was Northwestern or Illinois, and he said ass on stream. Now that was hilarious.
Hey, but I got the next
Oh, you had
subject
to
I
put
want
me
to
on
talk
the
about
spot
after
for
you're
that.
done, Brett.
I
I
just
got the next
wanna-
subject.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I just want to add one last quick thing though.
Yeah, what's up?
I would not want to be the NFL team who walks into Allegiant Stadium to play the Las Vegas Raiders, and that night you have a big betting pool, right, of the game itself. And if they're betting against you, you don't want to be there. But if they're betting against the Raiders, absolutely, I want to be there to kick their ass.
All
so
right.
that, people can win a bet,
So I know this is a football show, but I know this next subject D-Man wants to talk about is in the sport of basketball, and I will warn.
No, it's not. It's actually not. It's actually not.
No, it's not.
It's actually not. Okay.
All right.
Now,
so go ahead,
I've seen a video on YouTube about the new Buffalo Bills Stadium, right?
Hi, Mark. Yep.
There are so many dead zones in this stadium, and they paid so much to get this stadium made. There was a guy I know I'm subscribed to on YouTube that toured the stadium, and he toured every dead spot, every dead zone in that whole entire stadium. They said this is the most garbage stadium ever built in the last 30 years. The Buffalo Bills Stadium is the most garbage one built.
I'll read
It's got, and then the big screen, the jumbotron. It's not a jumbotron. It's just like a fucking regular screen, like the Cubs have at their stadium. The Cubs jumbotron is bigger than the freaking Buffalo Bills jumbotron.
Yep.
It's very cheaply done.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
read the next
that's
part
Buffalo
of the
for
discussion
you.
about what people have been saying about the new Highmark Stadium. Yeah, D-Man's been saying that. I mean, yeah, you have more dead zones than a graveyard, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, even the dead are saying, "Hey, we're trying to watch the game. Shut up." But the fact of the matter is, too, if people have been complaining about that the new Highmark Stadium is starting to have some obstructive views of the field in the new stadium. I saw this today. I forgot where I read it from. I was wondering if it was on my Google feed or if it was something I read. But it was something I read that some of the Buffalo Bills Mafia Nation are complaining about some of the obstructed views in the new Highmark Stadium, and they're not
dead zone. They're called dead zones. They're called dead zones.
Blame the architects who built it.
D-Man,
Blame the
Caitlin is
architects.
asking you in the chat, how many dead zones are there that the guy was aware
From
of?
what I seen, there's at least 5 real big ones up top. Where they can't see the whole field. There's
Same
one, the Jumbotron. The Jumbotron is one, and then there's like 5 big dead zones up top where they can't see down the whole
So
field.
there's
Where you
6
sit up
total,
in one side, the 6 total, yeah.
You know,
6
I
total.
know our Buffalo Bills Nation resident and our soon-to-be newest panel member is not here right now. But speaking of the Bills, I have to trash them on something. Have you seen how hideous their new alternate uniforms look?
Oh, they're awful.
Oh God, they're awful. That's
Where
another
did
one. That's
somebody-
another thing that I seen in that video.
Did
The
somebody
next-
They
go,
said that those
right, Brett,
uniforms
right?
are garbage.
Did somebody go to Goodwill or Salvation Army
Like
and
a
just
donation.
find these out of a bin or something and created
No,
it?
no. It's a Temu jersey.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Demo, there you go.
Yeah, that's a team jersey. Yeah,
You can get that for cheap on Amazon.
Making fun of this agency because they're in my hometown and Jeff works for them. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
Did
Jeff,
you
I
guys
have
hear
to-
about the new
Be my
welcome-
guest.
But welcome
The
to
new
the Buffalo
rule
Bills season
behind
brought
the-
to you by Goodwill.
behind the John
Thank
flag?
you.
I mean, I know I'm not hating on the Buffalo Bills with their uniforms because I'm a Patriots fan like Angel is. I'm just saying, as an overall fan who knows jersey appreciation, I have to say those have to be the most hideous looking uniforms I've ever seen.
I guarantee you, the Buffalo Bills jersey sales this year are going to be way, way down. They're going to be way down because of the way they look.
Angel.
Yep.
Speaking of the AFL and when our teams came from, I haven't seen any jerseys looking that hideous since the Denver Broncos AFL throwbacks in 2009. Remember how hideous they looked?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
19, yeah,
Yo,
when they
yo,
first
yo.
started in the league.
Seriously, I would
They-
put the shit on that uniform.
Their uniform, right?
would.
That was they went to the throwback of what's the 70s when Gary
Yeah.
Kubiak played for the team, right?
Oh, those
That's
were,
how bad it
those
was.
were a lot nicer.
I'm just saying, they
What
were
I'm
just
saying, though,
terrible.
is that,
Well,
what I'm saying though is that the Buffalo Bills' alternative uniforms are about as shit as the Denver Broncos AFL Legacy throwbacks of 2009. I mean, seriously, they look like they've been through a shit wash at a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh.
I mean, seriously, it looks
Next
like,
subject.
Yeah.
it
Okay,
looks
the
like
next subject we're going to talk
Take
about
that one.
is a very, very serious. I'm not going to say serious.
Angel, do you
Well,
have
go ahead, Angel.
Angel, do you have something
Go
to
ahead,
add?
Angel.
Go ahead, Angel. Do you have
Oh.
something to add?
So, what do you guys think about the new challenge flag rule in the NFL? That now it's going to be a designated player on the field before the game starts. It only before the game starts you can designate one player to throw the challenge flag on the field.
Really?
Wow.
I think I did read that.
I think I did read that too. And that's
I
going to
haven't
suck if that person gets hit. Then who gets to do the challenge flag after
Exactly.
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Um,
that's
the
bull
other-
crap, man. So, I'm sorry.
I know he
That's
doesn't
bad.
say much. I know he doesn't say much, but I want to hear Jeff's opinion. What do you think, Jeff? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it's pretty stupid?
Yeah. What do you think?
I really don't care. I'll know when I see it.
So you rather see it before you make the actions.
That's
right?
actually smart. Yeah,
Correct.
see it before you make a decision. Yeah, I get that.
Exactly.
Okay, speaking of rules, I have one rule I want to suggest with you guys, and I'm going to go around the horn like we
Yes.
usually do.
Yeah.
Should the NFL do away with the XFL kickoff rule? Let's go with Mikey.
Yes.
Why do you think?
Damn right. Yes. Yeah.
Why?
I got issues with that. I mean, I've even seen some XFL games, and I'm telling you, no, just don't. Yeah, I'll have an issue with that immediately. If the
right,
NFL pulls that crap, yeah. Okay.
All right.
I
D-Man
mean,
disagrees. Why do you disagree, D-Man?
Oh, tell me if you can check them out.
So, D-Man,
African.
you disagree. Why do you think they should keep the XFL kickoff rule?
Put it in there for people to have more run back. If you remember, a lot of these kickers nowadays can kick that ball straight through the damn end zone. The reason why they started that is so people can these return guys can have more of a chance to return the ball. That's the reason why they implicated it. I agree
Yep.
with what they did. I want them to keep it because it gives these return guys more opportunity to run the ball back.
All right. Well,
Okay,
Now,
so I'm,
the thing
I'm going
the thing that I don't like, and I wish they would change, is the way that they line up. The way they line up, they need to change that. But the
Yep.
zone, they need to keep. I
Yep.
agree with the zone, but the way that they stand up, 40 yards on the receiving team side of the field, that I have an issue with. But
Okay,
the
so-
zone, the kickoff zone, I agree with.
so we'll
Okay, so-
disagree.
so here's my disagreement with what D-Man's saying. Okay.
All right, go for it.
First of all, it was supposed to create more yardage opportunity, but the way they got it set up, where they're lined up, it's not getting nothing. There hasn't been any good kickoff returns. So my
I don't think how many
viewpoint is
kickoff returns were for touchdowns last year. If somebody can look that up, look how many kickoff returns or punt returns were ran back for touchdown. That is way down as well.
now.
But
Here's my thought. If you're going to leave it the way it is, you might as well get rid of the kickoff altogether and just have each team start at the 25-yard line every time.
All right.
That's college, though. That's college. I mean, that's like doing it in college in overtime. It's just the same thing.
All right. I know.
No,
If you look at
that's 25-yard line on the scoring side of the field in overtime. I'm talking about instead of kicking off, just start at 25-yard line, go all the way across the field.
So I know Jeff's off screen. I know he normally doesn't have an opinion about it. But I know he'll say something. But
Starting it out at the 25-yard line is going to mess with the quarterback's the quarterback total yards per year? I think it would. I honestly think that would mess with the quarterback total yards per year.
All right. I want to.
If you do it that way.
I know he doesn't say much, and he's looking it up right now. But for my bro Jeff, as a fan, I know it doesn't matter to you much, but I want to get your opinion. Do you think the XFL kickoff rule adaptation in the NFL is good, or do you think it needs to go away? I mean, just give what you think.
Just keep it.
All right, no particular reason why?
Okay,
Nope.
so I looked it up there, Brett, and for all you guys, 22 total kickoffs or punts resulted in touchdown returns. There were
Wow.
22.
Okay, now what I want you to do, Mike, now what I want you to do, go back to the year before they started it, the year before they started this zone thing, and see how many kickoffs and punt returns were ran back for touchdowns.
They
That
didn't
was
start the zone.
2022.
Yeah, no. When did they start the zone thing?
That was 2022. So
2020.
2021 would have been
Go
the
back
last.
to 20
2021.
So while Mike
Go back to 2021, 2020, and see how many punt returns and kick returns
Okay,
were
so you want me to
touchdowns.
go the 2020-21 season, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So how many?
While
Okay, so how many?
we're
touchdowns
waiting for Mikey to get that up,
resulted?
we still have one more guy to get his opinion about this. Let's go to our Massachusetts boy, Angel. Angel, what do you think? Do you like the XFL kickoff rule adaptation, or do you think it needs to go?
I totally hate it. I totally hate it. Like, it's not football. It's pussy ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's the
Okay,
show title right there.
so why they doing that? So that way they like, Joe, if like as soon as you kick, you're running towards that ball. They just
Yeah.
don't want
Not much of a
nobody to get
difference.
hammered.
Not
Somebody
much of a
running
difference,
30 miles
Tony.
an hour and people being laid out.
Yeah, not much of a difference. Before it started in the 2020-21, that last season they didn't have it. There was a total of 15 touchdowns, 7 by kickoff and 8 by punts. So there's not much of a difference. Last year was
11 years. How would I
22.
not remember?
Back
Our
then was
anniversary is May 15th.
That's not much of a
There you
difference.
go.
So let me give the final. Let me give my final statement to kind of break the dead heat wave here.
Yes, Brett.
Go ahead, Brett.
Personally, since I've always believed player longevity is good in the NFL. I could see why people wanted to leave, but for safety reasons, I understand why the NFL adopted it. So because I agree with D-Man about one thing, and that is about the yardage. I mean, yeah, they need to redefine where each team lines up, but having the zones is a good thing. So what do I honestly think? I mean, I think it's a good rule. I think it should stay. So let's close the lid on that one.
Or another thing, I have one more thing after you're done, Brett. Or if you're going to let it stay, move the ball back 5 more yards to the original spot where they were kicking it off instead of the 30. Put it back at the 25-yard line and let them kick it from there, and then keep the dead zone.
That would
If they take the dead zone away, if they take the dead zone away, kick the ball back from the 25-yard line, not the 30. If they keep the ball being kicked from the 30-yard line. But if they
That
take
would
it
make
away,
a lot
move
of
the
sense.
ball back,
So-
being kicked off from the 25-yard line.
Okay, so what you're saying is move it 5 yards back, then kick it wherever they get it.
Okay, one more final thought. So if you're going to leave it in the XFL rules, or like the XFL rules, here's what I would like to see. So obviously, the yardage thing's going to be an issue. Take it back to the 25-yard line and do it like a punt, not a kickoff, a punt, like you would if you were kicking off after a safety. Do it
A
punt
free kick.
style instead of off the tee.
A free kick.
I agree with that because most of these kickers, most of these punters can punt what, 50, 60 yards?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Most of the punters can kick 50, 60 yards. So I agree with that too, right there. I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah. And a lot of kickers are punters and vice versa. That's why they have the P /K. They do both jobs. Some of them do both.
Yes.
They don't usually have 2
What's up,
players.
Snake?
Good point.
Welcome in, Snake.
Good point,
Oh,
Snake.
Snake.
Snake has a good point. He says
Canada.
it's stupid. You have to announce that you're doing kicking an onside kick. WTF?
Yeah.
I agree with Snake. That's a stupid idea.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, look, there's our unofficial mascot. There's Hunter.
There's our kitty cat, baby.
Hey, Hunter.
Hey,
I
Hunter.
everybody. Yeah, that's a nice name.
We have our other one in. She's laying down, relaxing. But our other one, Moon Pie, is in here too.
That's good.
So, yeah, we got Moon Pie
I know
relaxing.
he's not a wolf, he's a cat, but I consider Hunter our unofficial mascot. So
Yeah,
Or
we
go
do.
get some food.
anyway, so the next piece of business I want to talk about,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. What Snake said in the chat. It's stupid you have to announce you're kicking an onside kick. Now that's bullshit. Now I mean bullcrap. I agree with what
Yeah.
Snake said about that.
Yeah.
let's
I
take
agree.
let's take a quick hands vote. How many agree with Snake that that's actually a stupid thing? Let's take a hands vote here.
That's stupid, dude. That's stupid,
Yeah.
man.
I
I agree
think
with
it's
that.
all hands on deck on that one, Brett.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, totally on that, Brett. Yeah.
So as you guys, so the next bit of business I want to take care of is some of the news in the NFL this week that you guys have heard that we've been putting in the chat. So I want to so let's start out with one of the big ones this week. So of course, as you know, there's been a lot of signings in the last couple of weeks. Of course, the latest one today is with the Dallas Cowboys.
That's the big D
With,
in Dallas, buddy.
with that
Quinn and Williams.
Yeah, Quentin Williams. He signed a 3-year, I think, $105.9 million extension, which makes him close to the second highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL.
Yeah,
And of
over a
course,
3-year
the
period.
last
Guess
couple
who's
of
number one? Guess who's number one?
Who's that?
Who's that?
He plays for the Green Bay Packers now.
Micah
Michael
Parsons.
Parsons.
Yep.
Michael Parsons is
And he's-
number one.
And he's out for a while.
Also,
Thank
the
goodness.
big news today that I put in the Facebook chat, and I know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago when we did our talk show about what we were thinking about the NFL. So, of course, news out of Minnesota, it is official. Kyler Murray is going to be the starting quarterback for the Vikings, and J.J. McCarthy is going to be on the bench. So I know we all said a few weeks back. That we were all talking about, the writings saying that, the Vikings are going to have a strong showing in the NFC North this year. Are we still on board with all that, guys, or has your opinion changed?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I know D-Man's a Chicago Bears fan, so I know
it's
he's going to
it's the Bears year.
So
Well,
let's start with Mikey.
Bears year.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you might be right about the Bears, but I want to say, for the sake of argument, that Kyler Murray, and I'm actually pulling for this guy, and the reason I am is because he's in a better system at Minnesota, and he has some pretty decent backups behind him. Actually, if I were the coach of the Vikings, I would ask Carson Wentz to be your number 2 man behind Murray, because Carson Wentz played for a winner at Philadelphia. Okay.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Murray to Jefferson is going to be a dangerous connection.
Yep.
When it comes to it,
You got to remember though too, the Vikings hasn't had a running quarterback. They have not had nobody that can run the ball like Kyle Murray can. And I'm not taking nothing from Kyle Murray because he's weird.
Correct me,
now,
and that's what we
D-Man,
discussed. Yeah.
now D-Man, you're forgetting Dante Culpepper.
Yeah.
But
Back then, though.
Culpepper,
That was back then.
to be
I'm
fair,
talking about
Dante
in the last 10
Culpepper.
years. They haven't had a running quarterback like
Oh
him.
boy.
Well, yeah,
In the
but
last
to
10
be
years,
fair,
maybe.
guys, Dante Culpepper didn't have the schemes, the newer schemes you can use with Murray now, like the Wildcat, like the switch off, the running back, and all that stuff. And Kyler Murray's been proven as a quarterback that can run and proven that he can score.
Yeah,
And if you're within 20 yards, I don't know about you guys. If you're playing an important game, this is just a hypothetical, but if you're playing an important game against the Bears and you got Murray within the 20-yard line, he's running in for the touchdown. You ain't stopping.
Okay.
You ain't
here's
stopping
what
him. I'm just saying.
going back to the. I'll chime in next here, guys.
Yes,
so going
Yeah,
back
fine.
to the chat with earlier in the group chat with me, Mikey, and our newest panel member, Melissa. We were
Good job.
talking about all that stuff, and we were giving the opinions about that. And I had said to Mikey, and Mikey, quote me if I'm wrong, but I said, the fact of the matter is, you said they haven't had a running quarterback. I said, though, I just don't know what that Kevin O'Connell offense, how much zone read they're going to implement into that for Kyler Murray, though, because I'm saying he's got that downfield thing. He knows the Vikings offense. Plus, I saw it in the article on ESPN today. Kyler Murray has that more of a comfort zone when he's under center than when he's lined up in the pistol or in the shotgun. So with that being said, how do you know if you said Wildcat? I'm saying zone read option. I mean, how much of that is Coach O'Connell really going to implement that for Kyler Murray? That's the big $64,000 question, because besides that, not only he has his good throwing skills, but if Coach O'Connell really sees it, he's got to utilize his running abilities. So just thinking, how much
I like the fact.
Coach O'Connell will put in.
Right. I like the fact that we probably should have also mentioned this in the chat. I wanted to mention that unlike quarterbacks in the past, when it came to the Vikings, they couldn't extend plays
Hi, Sarah.
most of the time. I'm just saying that Kyler Murray can extend plays. And then, like I said, if you want a proven backup, God forbid, if you're in Minnesota and something happened to Kyler, Carson Wentz would be your guy. I think you should be there too. Right in line. And you need J.J. McCarthy on the bench. I would not bring him up.
Speaking of the quarterback stuff, I mentioned this in the chat with Mikey and Melissa today, and I said this from personal experience from watching it on TV. One underrated quarterback that the Vikings do have is their second or third year man, the undrafted free agent Max Brosmer. Now, people don't realize how good Brosmer actually is.
Man.
I mean,
Brosman.
he's like fourth string. He's fourth string to Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy. But I've seen him play a couple of times last year. Brosmer is actually not a bad quarterback. I mean, I think he's got that starter quarterback capability. It's just the Vikings aren't utilizing Brosmer like that. And Brosmer can be pretty consistent from time to time. It just depends on the day. But I think any team who would trade, I think, if they gave Brosmer more opportunities, I mean, you got McCarthy, you've got, Wentz, but the thing is, it's like, but you got this gem, this diamond in the rough sitting on the bench not being utilized. And Max Brosmer is actually a lot better than people think. I mean, so I mean, as you guys being fans, I mean, I know some of you, have never heard much of this guy, but what did you guys do? I make a good point about Max Brosmer or what?
Joey, what's up, Joey?
I mean, I'll go to Mike.
Joey.
So,
and I disagree with Snake, but we'll get to that.
No problem.
Well, Mikey, what do you think about what I said about Max Brosmer, though?
I think that you've got a good thought there on Brosmer. I've seen some of his work in college. I know that he's got some skills. As I mentioned before, I really think if you look at the lineup, you look at the 3 or the 4 quarterbacks right now. But if you look at it as saying you want 3 proven quarterbacks and 1 in reserve, I say if you want to take care of J.J. McCarthy, get him to a better team. I say keep Brosmer, have Murray and Wentz. Have Murray and Wentz be his guides, be the mentors to him. Because I think you can't do better than Murray and Wentz both. I mean, you can't. So you have those guys.
I have a question for you guys. Out of the 4 quarterbacks, quarterbacks that they have, if you were the coach, if you were the owner of that team, and you had to get rid of one of those 4 quarterbacks, who would you get rid of? Who would you trade right now?
McCarthy.
Out of the 4 quarterbacks,
McCarthy hands down. McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy.
McCarthy is more busted up than D-Man after a bar fight.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not busted up after a bar fight. That's
Good.
a
It was
true
a
fact.
That's
joke.
But we're
good.
not going to talk about that.
Yes, that's good.
But no,
I agree,
more,
Jeff.
It's more busted up than Jeff after a game of football.
Now,
How do you know that? You didn't see me play.
I asked
I got one. He's more
Okay,
busted
you
up.
got one.
He's more busted up than $2. He's more busted up than a $2 prostitute after going through a 20-guy gangbang.
Oh my
There's the show
gosh.
title. There's the show title.
No
Good
comment.
one, Angel.
No comment.
Yeah, Jeff's got no comment on
All
that.
right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
move on.
now, okay. So moving on. Now another bit of news that I heard in the NFL this week is that Joshua Dobbs is leaving Tennessee Titans and actually going back to Detroit. What's your all's thought on that one?
I did not see him go to Detroit, back to Detroit. God
Yeah, he
dang it,
went
that
back-
just messed up my damn
Back to
division.
Detroit.
So, in case you guys
Yeah,
didn't know,
that
let
would
me
help
elaborate on
Well-
that a little bit. So, what happened is that
I actually kind of like that trade. I like Dobbs going back.
so what you guys didn't know is that earlier in the week and last week, Teddy Bridgewater retired again. And this
Yeah.
time-
Again?
I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
he's
so,
retired now. Thank
pretty much,
goodness.
so pretty much they needed another quarterback to help out with Goff. So therefore, that's why the Detroit Lions went and signed Joshua Dobbs.
To get him
So-
back. Right.
So the fifth, so
Brett,
I
I know an officer
so,
named Dobbs.
I mean,
Yeah.
do I think it's a good signing? I'm going to give it a C plus. I'm going to give it a C plus because
I give it a B plus. Dobbs has been phenomenal as
Yes.
a backup, and he's got a better arm than Bridgewater.
Yes.
He's actually got a little bit more versatility than Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And he can run
he-
better than Bridgewater.
And a former
He can
Tennessee
run better than
Volunteer.
Bridgewater Dobbs can. Yes.
You have
And a
anything to
Tennessee
add, Jeff?
Volunteer.
I know Jeff wants to say something on this. So go ahead and say it, Jeff.
And by the way, guys,
Go ahead, Jeff.
if you haven't noticed, when I see Brett moves his hands and talks all this stuff, now he should be known as Professor Brett.
Yeah, I'm not that qualified.
He's teaching to the faithful.
Yes, he is.
teaching to the faithful. There
That's
we go.
good, Brett.
He had to throw
Yeah.
the joke on me.
Good,
He had to throw a joke on me.
Keep that up,
No,
bud.
no, I think-
That
but
was awesome.
going back to the Josh Dobbs thing, though,
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say though, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see the thing in I can see the appeal in the Lions signing Dobbs. I mean, because you guys make all great points. I mean, and of course, he does have that downfield experience too. But the question is, how? But say Goff goes down. All right, let's just say situational. Goff goes down. How does Dan Campbell adjust the playbook for Joshua Dobbs to utilize his skills? I mean, does Campbell stick with the traditional stuff, or does he dig into the spread ideas, bringing like the read option and all that for Joshua Dobbs and all that? I mean,
he
I
would
got a question
execute on
for
the
you
option
guys.
plays a little bit more, but
Well,
I got a question for you
Go
guys. I
go
thought the
ahead,
Bears.
D-Man.
I thought the Bears traded Tyson Bagent. I thought they traded him.
Yep. I thought so too.
But guess what? They did not trade him. They signed him to a 2-year extension worth $10 million. His contract goes through 2027.
Wow.
so Jeff and I were.
I thought they traded him.
I think what happened is that they gave him a better deal to keep him
Yeah.
there.
I think you're right.
So speaking of players in transaction, Jeff and I were talking over the weekend a little bit. Of course, 2 of our former Iowa Hawkeyes were cut over the weekend. In Miami, former good, and he was a good quarterback in Iowa. Mark Gronowski was released by the Dolphins,
okay.
and Luke Kuechly, or what's his
Luke
name?
Lachey.
Luke Lachey was released by the Packers.
Yep.
I'm kind of disturbed by the Luke Lachey drop,
Yep.
but I'm not so.
Gronowski.
And I'm sorry if
Gronowski.
I'd be offending, but
No, it's okay.
I think the drop was necessary at Miami.
No problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Honestly, with his situation down at Miami, he does have accuracy, but he doesn't really have the scrambling ability. He's going to be
Right.
better in the pocket presence.
Yep.
So-
And Miami's offense just doesn't mesh with him.
Exactly.
He would be better off going to a team like something like the Rams, for example, that run the spread a little bit more.
Well, the Rams have their
Um,
guys. They got Stafford and the people. So I mean,
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah, but
He's not going to mesh with them. I don't believe.
yeah. But here's the argument, though, Mikey.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do they got other than Stafford?
Good question.
Nobody.
That is
Nobody.
true. That is
Nobody
true.
behind him.
So I mean, yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
Wolf. I think I would say Gronowski. Jeff and I did see him play at Iowa, so we cannot tell you for starters that Gronowski, he is a passer, but before he went to Iowa, he did play at a pistol spread offense at South Dakota State, which y'all know is FBS, but they've been really good the last.
Jackrabbits.
Yeah.
So the
And-
fact of the matter is, Mark Gronowski,
Yeah.
like I think about Max Brosmer, I think, given the right situation, I think, Gronowski is underutilized. And I think, a team would
Excuse
sign
me,
him.
guys.
Well,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said,
By
if
the
you
way,
got rid of JJ
In case you
McCarthy,
haven't noticed,
Yeah.
South Dakota State is based in Brookings, South Dakota. That is the home of Daktronics Incorporated, where they make the scoreboards.
yes,
Yep.
So the fact of the matter is, I agree with Wolfie. I think, if Mark Gronowski is going to be utilized,
Yeah.
I mean, in case something went, like I said, if you don't got Stafford, who do you freaking got? So it's like,
Yep.
I mean, the Rams should sign Gronowski because of their spread offense.
just as a backup, right? Just to
Yeah.
help.
Oh,
I mean,
Right.
or maybe power down, maybe like a third and short or whatever. Do like a power Wildcat set where they use Gronowski.
Yeah,
They'd have
and
to
here's
call
here's an
ownership
ironic
Kroenke for that
twist,
one.
guys. Here's an ironic twist. If
And that guy's filthy
if
rich.
Minnesota
lie.
decides to drop JJ McCarthy,
Hmm.
guess what? You could send him to Miami.
Boy, it's so quiet in here.
That'd be ironic, wouldn't it?
What do you think about that, Wolf? What do you think about Mikey's argument? Does that have validity to it? You think?
What do you think?
I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but I don't really think that will make
Right.
much of a difference, to be honest.
Okay, I'm gonna play a little mini game here with Wolfie and Mikey. It's called
This
Be
should
the
good.
General Manager. Today we're gonna go over the Minnesota Vikings. The
Oh, boy.
fans want to say get rid of McCarthy. Put McCarthy on the trading block. What teams would appease you, and what are you looking for in return? Let's go with Mikey first.
Okay, so what you're saying is, where do you think where do I think he should end up, and then what do they expect in return?
Yeah, like say you're the general manager of the Vikings, and you're already getting and you want to put McCarthy on the block because he ain't doing so well in Minnesota.
Right.
So what's your asking price? And now then we ask from your fan input, as a fan, what do you consider?
I would say, okay, here's what I would say. If the opportunity came up to grab some offensive players in the deal, I say take McCarthy, send him to Miami, pick up a couple of the linebackers, the offensive linebackers they have for Miami Dolphins, send them to Minnesota. I think they should switch a couple of players from Miami to Minnesota to trade for
What
McCarthy.
about would you be asking draft picks too at the same time?
I'd ask for at least the first round draft pick. I'd probably say right around 10, 11th pick, 12th pick, first round.
All right, let's see what Wolfie has to say. Wolfie, you're the general manager of the Vikings. Teams are telling you to trade McCarthy. You put McCarthy on the block. What are you asking for? And as a fan perspective, where would you want to see McCarthy go?
Well, just looking at the team in general, they've already got a line. I would be aiming for a tight end.
Yep.
That or get some more secondary players on defense to bolster up the defense bit. But
Yep.
That's what I would be aiming for if it was me.
Yeah.
So what would be your asking package if you were going to trade McCarthy?
I would probably get a stout tight end or a defensive secondary, and maybe offer one of the next year's draft picks to go with it to bolster it up a bit. But that's about it for me.
Yes.
I was going to say, because of how busted he is in the NFL, he's a big bust. Here's what I would do. I agree with Wolfie. I think, another tight end, to help complement Hawkinson.
Lachey.
Or sign, or even, trade him, get a draft pick, which frees up room. Then maybe, if you can't get a draft, tight end in trading, get maybe get like a I would maybe go for a second or third round pick because of how busted he is. I think first round is asking too high. The fact of the matter is, yeah, he's got capability, but McCarthy has shown inconsistency. But at the same time, though, you're not. I haven't seen this bad of a bust since Ryan Leaf. So, the fact of and Jeff, about that. So the fact of the matter is, I think I would only ask second or a third round pick, and I would probably say maybe a decent tight end. But if not, I would just trade it for a draft pick and then maybe find somebody like Luke Lachey.
Yeah. Yeah, Brett. When it comes to these draft things, you should be talking to Mel Kiper Jr. for goodness sakes.
I'm not that
Well, right, because you need.
you are.
You need to tell Mel Kiper.
You got the knowledge, bud.
He doesn't always. Yeah, because Mel Kiper Jr. doesn't always get it right.
That's what I think. So the next bit of business I want to go over. When it comes to football.
Yeah.
So as you know, we've been seeing all these record deals, going on, of course, we know that what happened. I forgot which team it was last week that signed that one of the teams signed running backs. Oh yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs signed a massive contract extension with the Detroit Lions, which beating out Bijan Robinson of the Atlanta Falcons for the highest paid running back in the NFL. Because I think he has a little bit more money in the contract than Bijan Robinson did. But now we're also seeing, all these ridiculous high-end deals to players, that maybe are deserving of them, but maybe, they're not deserving of them. I mean, going over some of the deals that we've already seen so far before the preseason start, I want to get your guys' opinion. Which player or players, I'm going to limit to two. So, which player or players have so which player or players, two good, two bad, which two do you think deserve their massive contract extensions or new contracts, and which two haven't lived up to that kind of money? I'm going to start with Wolf this time. Wolfie, you there, buddy?
I lost you there for a second, Brett.
Okay, so
Yep.
I've been saying about the huge deals that have been made the offseason, big contract extensions, massive contract extensions. So I said, so the big question I'm asking, of course, I'm going to start with you, then I'm going to go to Mikey next. Which two do you think deserve every cent of their massive contract extensions? And which two haven't played up to the point where you really think they don't deserve that high of a contract extension? What do you got?
Well, I mean, the only
If you can't come up with two, one's okay.
Yes.
the only good example of a bad extension I can think of would be golly, I'm gonna have to think about that one. Come back to me on that.
All right, Mikey, I know you look like you got a couple on your head, so go ahead and shoot.
There's one I can think of right off, and I hope I'm right. I believe that Christian McCaffrey over at San Francisco got a recent extension. Well, of course, he's injured right now, but they're saying that he's due back at least by the first preseason game. Hopefully, for sure, back by the first game of the year over there in Melbourne. And I think he deserves it. I definitely think that you've got to have a running back like Christian McCaffrey who's got the strength, the upper body, not just the upper body strength, but the lower part of him that can push. Like he can extend your downs. Like he's next to Purdy, who if he's on his game can keep you out of the third down situations most of the time. But I think that McCaffrey definitely deserves what he gets. I just hope that he feels better by the time we get into the actual regular season. But for now, I say yes, he deserves his extension. I definitely do. I think Christian definitely deserves
All right. So
Okay, I got you, Brett. Here is a bad example of an extension. Chris Olave with the New Orleans Saints. He has not displayed anything substantial in probably 2 seasons, maybe 3, but he just got a 4-year extension for $124 million.
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that.
That's a $31 million APY. That is one of the worst extensions I have seen in a long time.
I agree. Same here.
You know, I'm going to go off a limb, and even though it's not an extension, but it is you know, franchise tag, and I'm probably going to get some heat for this, but I'm going to say George Pickens of the Cowboys playing on that $24.6 or whatever $1 million franchise tag. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, you know, I know a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans are going to say, "Oh, he compliments CeeDee Lamb very well," but we all know George Pickens' ego and everything like that. So the fact of the matter is, you know, and he's looking for a long-term contract, which is why he's playing on the franchise tag, even though he's disgruntled by it. Now, the fact of the matter is, unless he has a breakout season this year, if the Cowboys try to offer him a massive contract extension or a massive new contract, I just think it's going to be hideous because I don't think, you know, from the way it's looking, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think George Pickens has lived up to the getting the cent for that franchise tag and for what his contract is. Now, one player who I honestly believe has really deserved his contract extension for how much he's making, I am going to say, I'm going to go out and say, I'm going to say it's going to be Matthew Stafford. I mean, I know he's making $55 million a year or so, or whatever his contract is. But I think, you know, the fact of the matter is, he has that kind of, you know, thing where he's pinpoint. One other player I think really deserves every deal of his contract, and I mentioned it because he was good last year, even though the Lions had a losing season last year, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, 3 years, 67 and a half with $51.5 million guaranteed. I mean, he's really lived up to the expectations there.
Yeah, I agree with Gibbs over there at Detroit. I do. I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is still going to be a very dangerous, running back, slash receiver. He can do it all. I think if they want to keep one of their more potent offensive weapons, you keep Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay, now one mediocre deal that I thought was pretty decent, but I know that I'm a Patriots fan. Angel's probably going to shoot me for this.
He won't.
But
nice.
I think about tight end Hunter Henry. I mean, he has a 2-year or so, $20 million extension. I mean, Hunter Henry.
Welcome back, Wolf.
Welcome back, Wolf. Hunter Henry you know, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal, but it's, you know, it's a pretty good thing for tight ends. But the thing is that, you know, Hunter Henry is no Kyle Pitts.
Right.
I mean, but, you know, I understand, that he's decent, but, 20 mil, I don't know how much he was originally asking, but I don't even know if 20 mil is going to be that good of a deal for Hunter Henry in New England. I mean, with how many more people these days are, if he has a good season this year, maybe up the contract with an extension, like another year, maybe like $25-26 million, I'm just saying, because the fact of the matter is, I think with the way it's looking and how Hunter Henry plays, yeah, I know he hasn't caught a lot of balls like last year, even though Drake May, has been a decent quarterback. The fact of the matter is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and Angel might disagree with me, but Hunter Henry, I don't know if he can play up to the value of his $20 million extension.
The answer is no.
I mean, I got to ask Angel, what do you think Hunter Henry about that one? What do you think of our
Oh, man, nah. I think Hunter Henry's actually worth more. God honest truth. Because he was one of the main guys last year, he was, you didn't see, I'm waiting to see Henderson break out with New England. That's the main player I want to see break out. But Hunter Henry, that dude can make moves, dude. That dude, he's a mini Rob, dude. He's a mini Rob Gronkowski. Okay? Dude, that's all I gotta say about that. He bust out the move.
Angel, he isn't no Bowers now. I mean, if he was a Bowers, I'd agree with you 100%. But he ain't no Bowers.
He's no Brock Bowers. He's no Kyle Pitts, though. But I can see why you're saying you think he should be worth more, though. I mean, you think $20 million they underpaid him? You think?
Yeah, I totally agree. Because look at all these running backs. Running backs could have 500-yard seasons, get fucking 32 million, 42 million.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, man, those are your tight ends, your wide receivers. Those are your go-to. You know what I'm saying? And Hunter Henry has had some phenomenal plays. Did have a lot of phenomenal plays last year. Okay?
So if you were the Patriots organization, how much would you have paid Henry then? If not $20 million,
I would have given him $20 million a year. So I would have given him a $40 million 2-year extension.
Yeah,
that would have been more reasonable than just a $10 million per year. Then.
Yeah. Plus, Brett, I want to, if I may, I want to address what you mentioned about Matthew Stafford. I just went to take a look at the roster, and the 3 quarterbacks, including Ty Simpson, who's the rookie that they drafted, right, to play for the Rams. And, Matthew Stafford is the established quarterback. He has the most experience. He's a winner. We all know this. But the next guy behind him, Stetson Bennett, the third or the fourth, is not the guy that can save them. And the thing is, if anything did happen to Stafford, and I'm just letting you Rams know this, fans, if Stafford goes down, if something happens, Bennett's not going to help you, and Ty Simpson's going to be thrown to the wolves with the salary he makes. Just saying. So, that's a very sticky situation over there in Ramland.
By the way, while we were talking about this, I have disappointing news. Looks like we won't be able to make history tonight. So
Melissa's not going to be here.
Nope. I guess something going on with her church. Her pastor wants her to do something this evening, so she's not going to make it to the stream tonight.
Oh.
So we're going to have to wait another time. But the fact of the matter is, going back, I mean, I was looking at the biggest NFL contract extensions this season, according to thing. They're saying though is I mean, even though I know a lot of people here are not big Eagle fans, I mean, but Jay, I think one other player that I think, I think he's overpaid, even though he's a good player, is the guy who took the cake for the biggest line extension this year, and that's Jalen Carter from the Eagles. I mean, 4-year, 152 million, 106 million guaranteed, getting 38 million per year. I mean, I understand, like the haters don't or them about, and people who aren't big, huge Philadelphia fans, don't understand that. But Jalen Carter can actually play pretty decent. I mean, do I think he was overpaid? Yes. Do I think he's worth
I
that
think
much? No, I think the value needs to come down a bit.
Oh yeah, no, I think he was overpaid. But the one thing I'm worried about in that same division is, and I just learned this today, that you're going to have Jaden Daniels, right, as your prime quarterback, but your number 2 is going to be Marcus Mariota. Give me a freaking break. Are you serious? You're not going to get anywhere within that division. You have really, it's always the NFC East has always been a tough division. Always has been. And you got to have 2 proven quarterbacks. This is true. This is true facts. You've got to have 2 proven quarterbacks, one good quarterback and one good backup quarterback to get you through that minefield, which is New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles. And if you don't have a backup quarterback that's dependable, and Marcus Mariota is the worst kind of backup you could ever have on a team, I'm sorry, but I think you just sold yourselves out for the season.
I know Angel was mentioning earlier about, how like the money and the stuff, for that, the tight ends or the wide receiver, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
One, I'm looking over some of the bigger contracts, and one contract that I think is justified is Zay Flowers' extension with the Ravens. 4 years.
Oh, for the Ravens? Yeah, I like Zay Flowers.
4 years, 140 million with 108 million guaranteed.
Oh, I think you got that perfect because
Yeah.
when you have the three of them line up, which also includes Mark Andrews, by the way, as I told you, I'm a big Mark Andrews fan. Okay, followed him since high school, college, whatever. The guy is a proven winner. If you have Zay Flowers out there alongside Mark, and you've got the other who's the other wide receiver there for the Ravens, or you got the running capability still of Lamar Jackson. Even though I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think he's lost a step or two. Just saying, but I think he can still, do it. But the thing is, when you got a couple of those proven players alongside, and I think Zay is going to really step up. I really do. I think he's going to step up big time with this extension. So I think it's a good extension for him. I do.
I know D-Man dropped out of the stream.
Yeah, I noticed.
I was going to mention this. One grade that some people that, according to Sports Illustrated, I'm looking at them grading the latest massive NFL contract extension. And this is the one of Darnell Wright, the right tackle for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
4 years, 116 million with 93 million guaranteed, which gives him a 29 million per year, which is second to only Laramie Tunsil's 30.1 million.
Yeah.
And of course, guaranteed and carries with it the most guaranteed money for an offensive lineman in NFL history. But
you gotta look at it though, Brett. He's earned that extension though.
Which one of them, Wolfie?
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean he's an excellent run blocker. He can go on a swivel. He has a very strong arm, so he can block for the pass. I mean, he is one of the most versatile offensive linemen you can ask for. So he's probably being paid less than what he should, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, hasn't Darnell also helped on a few special teams plays as well? I believe he has.
He has, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think he should have been paid a little bit more for adding some of his expertise in the special teams. So I know he's a beat when he's out there. So yeah.
Now I know one thing. Now I forgot. I know Angel is hearing this, even though he's doing his own thing. But one player that we kind of overlooked that I think got a big payday this year too was Christian Gonzalez of the Patriots.
Yeah. Yes.
You
I
were
mean-
smart.
I'm going to look how much the contract is.
Christian Gonzalez.
Okay, so he's currently well, I don't think he's got an extension isn't finalized yet. But recently, but I want to get Angel's opinion on this, as he's a fellow Patriots fan too. Currently, he's playing on his 4-year, $15.1 million fully guaranteed rookie contract, and of course that exercises option 27 years. But the thing is that they're talking about the ownership giving him an offer intended to make Christian Gonzalez the highest paid player at his position, projected of upwards of $31+ million per year. Now, I'm going to ask Angel this. Angel, I know some people are probably going to disagree with that, but as a Patriots fan like me, do you think that would be a really good contract for Gonzalez?
I think Gonzalez is amazing. He's done a lot of crazy stuff. 31 million
Plus.
a year for 2 years? You said
It's 4 years, ain't it?
No, they haven't. Okay, so hold on here. According to this, nope. Okay, never mind. That's not. They did. So in 2027, he'll have a cap hit here, base salary. Looks like it's going to be 18 point. Okay, for 2026 this year, it looks like it's going to be 2.26 million, with signings bonus of almost 2 million, roster bonus 550 grand, which gives a cap hit to the Patriots of almost $4.8 million. So he really hasn't, really signed that, but he's currently. But the thing is, though, he hasn't signed. They haven't signed that big hit yet, that big contract yet.
so. I'm gonna say it like this. Gonzalez is one of those wild cards. Okay,
I agree.
he has his good days and his bad days, but when he's good, he's great.
And when he's bad, he has
When
been
he-
talked
Well, what I was going to add to that is that if he comes out and plays as good or better than he did this last year, then yes, he does have a bigger contract.
Because according to Robert
Yeah.
Kraft from the NFL.com, they're saying that this would actually pay Christian that they're working on a contract that would pretty much make it where he would surpass Trent McDuffie as the highest cornerback and paid quarterback in the league if they finalize this contract.
right.
Because currently right now, Trent McDuffie is currently the highest paid cornerback in the league, signing a 4-year, $124 million deal with the Rams after LA traded for him. But what they're offering is that, according to Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner, they're working on a deal with Christian Gonzalez that would exceed $31 million in average annual salary, which would eventually make him the highest paid cornerback in the league.
But he has to prove himself first time.
So, as a Patriots fan, he played off his ass last year. And I think, honestly, if they offer him that much money, oh, that's a damn good deal. I say take the damn money. So,
But like I said, when he's great. You know?
I think regardless, of the season this year if the Patriots have a good season and Gonzalez plays well, and I agree with Wolfie, if Gonzalez plays better than what he did last season, yeah, I think he's earned every bit of that $31 million possible.
Hey,
But
Brett, I had a suggestion. If we have time, did we want to go ahead for the chatters? Did we want to recap our picks that we made for week 1 of the preseason? And then next week we go right into our week 2 of the preseason picks?
Well, the thing I know is that we usually review the picks the next week of the following show because we do.
Yeah.
We review. We go over the picks from week 1, and then we find out who won what.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we make the picks. But of course, when we go into the regular season, when we start picking with the spread, is when it really gets out. So we find out who's the closest.
Yeah,
But I think-
that's
good.
part of the part of the pick'em show, Mikey.
Okay.
When we start pick'em show, we
Yeah.
go over the picks,
And-
that we did
and
for the
Mikey
previous
and Wolf
session.
Are quiet today. That's good.
Yes.
and then after we're done with that, then we go into the next week's
Rubbing the
picks.
eyes.
So
Okay, so next week we go into our results that we made 2 weeks ago for week 1 preseason.
Yep.
And we go into the next one.
I rattle off each game from that previous week.
Yes.
With my announcer duties, I rattle off the previous game from each game from the previous week, and then Wolf says who picked what, who was closest. Technically, if we were picking spread, which we're not.
in general, it's about a 2-hour show. First hour is recap. The
Yeah.
next hour is the picks. So
Nice. Okay, good.
So,
But I got to tell you, I
Yeah.
was really, but I do want to mention that that Hall of Fame game, man, I never thought that it would come down to the very last play. And I wish D-Man was here because I know
What?
he was just as much in shock as I was. Because for at
Everybody's in the
least
dark.
15 seconds, the Cardinals would have won their first preseason game. And then, boom, out of nowhere, the guy runs it in. I mean,
so
and his knee was about this far from the turf. If his knee even hits it around the 1 yard line,
Yeah.
they're done, and then they would have lost.
Bigger.
That would have been a great, upset.
Yeah.
so
But
anyway,
thankfully, he got in. So,
So,
Yeah.
so while I got the
so who
chance,
won the
Yeah.
it was the Carolina Panthers by 3 points over the Arizona Cardinals. Angel 33-30 in the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
33
Oh, man.
and it
So-
came down to a touchdown in the last
It's just
play, the very last second.
Speaking of football in various levels, I'm
Yeah.
going to throw this out there. I'm going to do a shameless plug, but coming here in at least September or August, I don't know when he's going to launch it, but on Jeff's official YouTube channel, he will be launching his YouTube high school football podcast on YouTube. So I want, hopefully that, once he gets to
Awesome.
launch, whenever that is, I want the Pick'em crew to go check it out. So.
all
I
right.
don't know when. So Jeff, I know Jeff hasn't given me an official launch date. So
Yep. I'm just going by the calendar of the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
all right. So
Yep.
or keep me in touch with that when you get an official launch date. So
Hey Jeff,
Yep.
let me ask you a question.
Yep.
2 weeks ago,
That's
we
right.
were talking about in
Yes.
relation to another form of football, the indoor football league, but before that, the arena football league. And I was telling you that I remembered that Kurt Warner first played for the Iowa Barnstormers back in the day. Now, is Kurt Warner one of your heroes in the state of Iowa, or not?
People in the chat.
Because remember,
must
he
be
also
getting
won
curious.
a Super Bowl with the Rams. So, just saying.
did you hear him clearly, bro?
Did you hear me, Jeff?
I didn't hear a thing.
All right,
Someone.
Jeff, can you hear me though?
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear, bud.
Can you hear
Okay,
me
so-
now?
So
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear Mikey?
So I just,
No.
yeah,
He can't hear Mikey, but he can hear me. So
Oh.
I'll relay your question, Mike.
okay.
So Mikey was saying, Jeff, a few weeks ago, we were talking about indoor football, arena football, and how
Yep.
we were mentioning the Iowa Barnstormers, and we were talking about Kurt Warner. Now,
Yeah.
Mikey wants to know: was Kurt Warner one of your heroes?
Well, he sure was, cause he played his high school football at what was then known as Regis High School in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And ironically, one of his coaches actually I think still goes to my church in town.
Nice.
His name is Gaylord Hausholt, and I know him and his wife very well. And then he goes to the University of Northern Iowa, plays for Coach Terry Allen, and for a little while he was stocking shells at a Hy-Vee up in Cedar Falls until the new league called him up or something happened. But this guy has been everywhere.
Yes.
He's been in arena ball. He's played over in NFL Europe and then in the National Football League. Enough said.
You know, incidentally enough, our sister and our brother-in-law were in college at UNI during the time Kurt Warner was there.
He was
And
there.
my sister even said one time that when she was going somewhere, that she even got a lift from Kurt Warner.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, my sister, our sister was part of the Northern Iowa marching band back then. Of course,
Oh, that's right, because he
Chris Young,
played
I
at
remember
Northern
that.
Iowa, right? Okay.
yeah,
I
and
remember that.
the uniforms were a lot different. The Unidome was a lot different. If you don't,
Yeah.
if you guys don't know what the Unidome is, it's a smaller dome in Cedar Falls, Iowa. That's where it's the home of where the Northern Iowa Panthers play football. At one time, it was also used as a basketball place too, but they now have their own place now. Also, the
Nice.
volleyball. But we kind of went through a history back in I want to say was it 91, 92, or 93 when we had that nasty blizzard that blew the cover off the Unidome, Jeff. What
Yeah,
year was that?
I think it was about 93 or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, because we had that flood of 93 that year. That's right.
Nice.
So what happened is that
I can
so
check.
I think it was our brother-in-law and sister's final year of college, if I remember correctly, because they got married in '94. So the fact of the matter is, so that year we were getting ready. So we were going to have the
snowstorm that blew off the roof of the Unidome.
so one of the years that happened, the University of Iowa Northern Iowa Panthers basketball team was going to play. What year, Jeff?
It was December 7th, 1994. They brought roughly 10 inches of snow in the Cedar Falls area.
Yep. So what happened that year, guys, is that I know this is getting off the football stuff, but after the UNI season that year, the UNI men's basketball team was going to be playing in the dome that season. Well, it so happens we had a very nasty winter storm come through the area. And not only did it hit Waterloo and Cedar Falls, but it also hit our hometown of Marion pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the winds were so bad and the snow was so bad, it blew an entire hole in the roof of the Unidome.
Yeah.
So for the following season, while they made repairs to the dome, the Northern Iowa men's basketball team played as what is now the Alliant Powerhouse in Cedar Rapids.
Alliant Energy Powerhouse.
Yeah, Alliant
Yeah.
Energy
And
Powerhouse.
and you guys knew this, right? Kurt Warner entered your NIU Hall, your own Hall of Fame there. His
I think he's
his
in the
name
Hall of
was
Fame, if I
entered
remember
back
correctly.
in May of this
Who's
year.
that?
Kurt Warner.
He said Kurt. Well, so I know you can't hear Mikey, Jeff, but
I'm
Mikey
sorry,
wanted
Jeff.
to clarify: is it confirmed that true that this year he did enter the NIU Hall of Fame? Kurt
Yes,
Warner.
he did. He's in he's in
NFL
the
or
Northern
college?
Iowa Athletics Hall. Yes.
Yeah.
So UNI Hall of Fame.
So,
Is Kurt Warner officially in the College Football Hall of Fame?
or in the UNI Hall of Fame.
He's in the NIU Hall of Fame.
Well, now, no,
actually
he's
pronounced
not in the
UNI
College
after.
Football Hall of Fame.
It's
But
actually
Oh.
UNI, not NIU.
It's
Kurt
NIU,
Warner in the UNI Athletics Hall of Fame.
Northern Iowa.
Let me try that again. Is Kurt Warner in the Northern Iowa Athletics Hall of Fame? Yes, he is.
So,
He was announced as a member of the UNI Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2026. So there's your answer.
There you
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
I mean, Kurt, I remember my favorite memory is when, of course, when my sister and our sister and our brother-in-law were in college. They were dating at the time, but we used to go up there and we used to on certain days. On weekends we used to watch the Panthers play. And man, I tell you what, I may have been a little kid, but I may have remembered some of it. But man, Kurt Warner used to ball out in the dome like crazy.
Well, sometimes he did, and then then there was a backup quarterback named Jay Johnson,
Yeah.
and Tank Corner was the running back.
So just like how you have a thing with your Arizona State stuff, Mikey, we kind of keep tabs on more on you and I in Iowa. So
Yep.
so yeah, so it's like
There you go.
have knowledge about that stuff. So
Well,
That's all.
the good news I found out about Cam Scatterboo, who's still with the New York Giants, is he's back to health now, and he'll be able to resume his. He's been playing in the practices and stuff, and he's back. He is slated to be the number. I think he's slated to be the number 2 quarterback with the Giants, because I think they drafted another, running back.
That's got to be number one.
Another running back there at the Giants. Give me a minute. I'm going to take a look here.
all right, guys. So Wolfie has kindly put this up in the chat. So here is our I'm going to call this, Wolfie, unofficially. This is our so-called Dubby trivia question of the night. Who has the loudest stadium of these 4 in college football? Type it in the chat and we'll give you the answer in a bit. Is it 1, Neyland Stadium off?
LSU.
Is it 2, Tiger Stadium for LSU and Death Valley? Is it Aggie Field or Kyle Field at Texas A&M? Or is it 4, the Horseshoe or Ohio Stadium at Ohio State? Type your answer in the chat and we'll give you the answer momentarily.
Gonna go ahead and pull up that little thing I sent in
I
the
know
chat
the
that way I
answer
can
to
give you
that
the
one.
answer.
Just don't reveal the answer, Angel, because
I know the answer.
Oh, by the way,
chat interactive.
Because you know how
by the way, Brad, a little side note.
you know how
I just got a new staff person
stadium.
at Systems Unlimited. And you're not going to believe this. My new staff is a former photojournalist for KCRG TV9.
You got to be kidding me, man.
Nope. His name is Randy Dirks. And I know him, his wife, and his son Dallas from Special Olympics. So,
All right. So it looks like in the chat so far we have 2 votes, and it looks like the votes are leaning towards 0% for Neyland Stadium. We have 0% for Kyle Field and 0% for the Horseshoe. Looks like 2 votes for Tiger Stadium LSU. I think that might be it for the voting right now. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we will go to Wolfie with the answer. So, chat,
Okay.
you got 2 more minutes to vote.
Okay, so while we're looking at that, guys, here is the depth chart for the New York Giants. At running back is Cam Scatterboo. The second person behind him is
and just
Tyron
let you know,
Tracy
during the
Jr.
college football season, I'm not doing stats for one college football game. I'm covering all of them
Yeah, but anyway, the
from top to
backup
bottom, down in the
the
rank.
backup to Cam would
Just
be
because I like
Tyron
it.
Tracy Jr. But I don't agree with that, because I think they did acquire Devin Singletary. I remember they got the guy
Just
from the
goes
Chicago
nuts.
Bears.
If I have
I
to.
think Singletary
Just
should
fair.
be the backup behind Scatterboo. That's
All
what
right, all right, Mikey, I'm going to count it down. In
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Voting is closed. What is the correct answer?
All right. So
Question of the night.
with the loudest stadiums, this is going to be. I'm going to just list off the top 8 here, and it will get to the answer by the time I get to number 1. Okay, and this is rated by decibels. Decibels is the basically the speed of sound, the boom, if you will. So. Kyle Field at Texas A&M is listed as number 8 with 126.0 decibels. Then at number 7 is Lane Stadium, Virginia Tech. Number 6 is Austin Stadium in Oregon. Then number 5 is Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, and LSU at 130 decibels.
So the answer was wrong. for 44.
Memorial Stadium, which is another Death
That was
Valley,
right. I
Clemson,
knew it.
is 132.8 decibels.
I did mention that
Williams
somewhere.
Brice Stadium in South Carolina is number 3. Husky Stadium in Washington is number 2 at 133.6
Wolfie,
decibels.
can I say the answer?
Say it.
It would not happen to be Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee as number 1, would it?
It is.
That is correct. 137 decibels.
It is.
And I can safely tell you that happened during the Alabama
hearing
game.
about that.
And there was a
Tennessee,
2.5
Georgia.
magnitude earthquake in
Yeah.
Knoxville
Crowd
because of that
decibel was
noise.
130.
There you go.
Yeah, it even shook. Yeah,
137
and I
decibels.
did some more research on that, Brent. That
That's what made it
2.5,
so intense.
the epicenter was in the main part of the stadium of Neyland, and it shook all the seats all the way to the very top of the stadium. So it was violent enough that it shook every seat.
heard that.
It even set a few seats offline, like meaning broke them.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Dubby trivia question of the night.
Oh.
The answer is Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
For Wolfie for posting this question.
It literally moved tectonic plates. That's how loud it was.
And now,
Yes, it did.
and now,
People, you
Oh
know,
my God.
I'm gonna go back to one thing though.
Oh.
I remember back to the old days. Even though they have Lumen Field now in Seattle, I
yes,
know we were little kids, but Jeff, do you remember the reputation of the Kingdom back in the day in Seattle when Seattle used to play there and how loud it would get?
plus you had the Mariners play baseball there too.
I mean, does anybody who's older than me and Jeff, do you guys remember when the Seattle Seahawks used to play in the Kingdom and how loud it used to get in there? Do any of you guys remember that?
It used to
Anybody
get
remember
rambunctious.
the Seattle Seahawks and the Kingdom, Angel?
Yeah, Kingdom.
Against,
Yeah, that's where they
against
got
the
like
Washington Redskins.
the old Safeco Field and all that stuff over there.
Because I saw a clip on YouTube today where they did this in the NFL that they were trying to do some sort of riff with the crowd noise or something, and I guess it was against the 49ers.
Could be.
That they did it, and I guess they were so loud that at first the referees tried to call the crowd to quiet down, but they only got louder, and then they kept throwing the penalty flag on it and making Seattle get charged with a timeout because of how loud the crowd noise was in the Kingdom.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, speaking, of course they're saying about how they say
The
the
Kingdom.
12th man will not be silenced. I mean, and we all know how big the 12th man is in Lumen Field in Seattle and how loud
How
that.
loud was the Kingdom in Seattle, Washington?
I mean, while we're on the stadium, while we're on that subject, I'm going to put a question here.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. I have a
A Brett question.
trivia question for you now. On this one. This is an unofficial poll here that we're going to put, but I don't expect Wolfie to put this up. But what is the loudest recorded NFL stadium of all time? Is it 1, Lumen Field in Seattle, 2, Caesar Superdome in New Orleans, or is it 3, Arrowhead Stadium or GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City? I don't want anybody revealing the answer. I want the chat to answer this question, and you guys answer it in the chat. What is the loudest stadium in the NFL?
Side note on that last one.
Don't reveal it, Jeff.
I know, but GEHA Field, they're not going to name it that anymore. They changed the name again.
Really?
Yep.
I'm going to give Chad about 5 minutes to vote on that one. So again, what is
That's
the
on the clock.
loudest NFL stadium of all time? Is it number 1, Lumen Field in Seattle? Is it number 2, the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans? Or is it 3, the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City? 5 minutes, and then I'll reveal the answer. So while we're waiting for that, you guys might be I don't know if you might find this a surprise or not. So as you know, instead of 5 minutes, I'll give it 2 minutes because I know how much we got to move along. So chat, if you want to vote, go it right now. All right, Caitlin says it's 2, the Superdome or Lumen Field in Seattle, or the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans.
And give chat people an opportunity to introduce themselves to panel members they probably never even heard of.
Yeah, probably there's some people in the bushes too, probably too. So
There must be plenty of them around.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, I used to make the joke. I used to make the joke about that while I'm waiting. Text guy says 1. It's Lumen Field.
The text guys.
All right, I'm going to say about 30 seconds here.
Okay.
All right, it is. All right, in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. If you had answered Lumen Field, you are wrong. If you had answered the Caesar Superdome, you are wrong. Now, the loudest stadium in the NFL, Angel has the right answer. It is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in a September 2014 game against the New England Patriots. The stadium was so loud, it reached a deafening 142.2 decibels. So
that's louder than Neyland Stadium.
That makes it louder than I think it makes it louder than even Neyland Stadium. So
You see, I feel bad for him.
because according to Google, the top 3 loudest stadiums in the NFL are Arrowhead Stadium or GEHA Field with 142.2 decibels set in 2014. Lumen Field, which is the home of the Seahawks, set in 2013 with 137.6 decibels. And Caesar Superdome, New Orleans Saints, 136.6 set in 2013. All right, we have another unofficial. We have another trivia question. We're not gonna put W on this one. We're gonna make this sponsored by Sports with Wolfie. So, what is the best tradition in college football according to Legacy Sports? In the chat, is it 1, dotting the I for Ohio State? Is it 2, the Grove, which is in Ole Miss? Is it 3, I think one of the best entrances in all of college football, Enter Sandman by Metallica at Virginia Tech? Or is it number 4, Dixieland Delight, Alabama? The voting commences now.
Yo, guys, I literally gotta go. As long as I've been up on panel, my phone's been charging. It's only at 14.
No other place.
Take it off, Angel.
All right, Angel.
Okay.
All right, have a good one, man.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yep.
Right.
Sleep well and mighty
All right,
mass.
good night, guys. Good chatting with
Have a
you
good
all.
one, Angel.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we're the ones, baby.
Yep, we're the ones.
Grand night of our Knights of Columbus Council back home is
All right.
Patriots fans. Yeah.
So we already have a vote here. So
Yeah.
let's give it about a couple more minutes. So You know, Wolfie, I like this idea of you posting these visual trivia polls. At least it beats reading it verbally half the time.
It put his voice.
Don't
It
drop.
put his voice.
Wolfie, is your audio still good, or are you gonna have to drop again?
I'm not saying
He's
good.
not responding, so I think his audio dropped. So I don't know if Mikey is muted or not because I know his alarm went off.
No, the alarm went off. Okay,
Right.
it just stopped. So I'm back.
Right.
I'm back. Okay.
So
All right.
now I'm just gonna say with this trivia question, don't give the right answer.
Attention, truck
Yeah.
investigating a
Yeah.
license. 6th floor.
Right.
Please remain in your
Right.
apartment. Safe to do so.
But I was gonna say though, if you guys, no, I'm just saying for the panel, I'm not gonna give the right answer yet because until Wolfie gets back. But let's just say this:
There's Whoopi.
if we had to take, we're just gonna make a guess. We don't have to be right. We don't have to be wrong. But I just wonder, what do you guys think is the best tradition in college football according to Legacy Sports? Jeff, what do you think?
Exit light, enter night. Take my hand. We're off to Never Neverland.
So your guess is it's Enter Sandman at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Lane Stadium just goes jumping like crazy. Feels like an earthquake just hit it.
You know, I'm going to take my guess with this one.
Go for it.
Okay. Roll timing. All right.
What was that about?
Spend my dollar.
I don't know.
Park and holler in the only about then moonlight.
I
Hold her up tight. Make it little.
Dixieland Delight. That's my guess.
That would be
Yeah.
my guess too, Brett. I would say definitely Dixieland Delight, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Although I wish they would do Steely Dan's, Deacon Blues song and upbeat it a little bit and add the Alabama Crimson Tide part in it.
You know, since you're an Arizona State fan, what is the Arizona State tradition?
Arizona State, well, we do it. We have our own, anthem, and Sparky does his thing. They call it the Sparky anthem. So Sparky goes out, our mascot does all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think ASU has ever had a set song. It depends on the mood. Like if they play Stanford, they'll do like something related to trees. They play Cal, they'll do something related to bears, all this other stuff.
So one of the crazy things that is an Iowa tradition, besides
Yes.
What's your Northern Iowa tradition? What do you
besides
guys
the
do?
Waves, okay?
Yeah.
But whenever this happens at a Hawkeye football game,
Yes, it does.
whenever the Hawkeyes win at
Oh, yeah.
the stadium, they sing what some people call the Iowa polka, which is "In heaven there is no beer." This is
But don't you guys?
Yep.
But don't you guys also
In
have?
heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink it here.
Yeah,
And
but don't you
when
guys
we're
also
gone
have
from
the Iowa
here,
State?
our friends will be drinking all the beer.
Okay, Jeff.
I love
But
that
don't
song.
you guys also have? Don't you guys have
But-
that rivalry with Iowa State?
Of course, the answer to Back in Black by AC/DC, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool.
with the Cyclones.
So-
Don't you have that big
Yeah,
deal?
we
too?
have. That's actually our biggest because we don't have any professional teams or anything up here in
Yep.
Iowa. Our markets are too small.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing of the entire year up here in Iowa is the Iowa State rivalry. So
Yes.
I mean, you got a lot of traditions at a lot of schools. I mean, Florida State, you got the Flaming Spear.
The Tomahawk chop.
University of Florida, it's Gator Bait. I mean,
Yeah.
Arkansas, calling the Hogs. I mean,
Yeah.
all right. With that being said, we have been our past time for the voting. Voting is closed in 3, 2, 1. Wolfie, what is the correct answer?
the Grove.
That's
Ah, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
The
That is
Rebels?
that is, according to Legacy Sports, that is the #1 tradition in college football. Primarily because of drinking the hottie toddies.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if you want to get
Well,
drunk off your
it
ass
kinda
and
makes
enjoy a good
sense.
game, go to the fucking Grove, you know?
Hey,
What?
Wolfie,
Oh
is
my
that where the
goodness.
term
I'm
is
glad
that
I
where
don't
the
say
term
that.
came? Is
Oh,
that where the
man.
term came from that Mississippi was
Listening
burned?
discretion is advised.
That's where they got hottie toddy was to drink. Yes.
Burning.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So what you may not know is, you know, because it is a big tradition in the Grove. One year, and I'm going to go back to this, you know, speaking of college game day.
Right.
Jeff, I know you remember this one, but
Oh.
one year they were doing college football game day at the Grove in Ole Miss because it was that day where I forgot who they were playing. I don't know if it was Alabama or another high-ranked team, but that year, the guys were all dressed up in suits and bow ties because the special guest picker on that year was none other than Katy Perry.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Oh,
Good
Wolf
thing I-
remembers this one.
Good thing I didn't watch it. That would have been
Amen.
bad.
He was
Amen.
crazy, but a lot of people say out of a lot of the guest pickers, they said that Katy Perry was one of the best ones. So,
Oh, okay.
but the thing is, though,
Okay.
but she did some crazy shenanigans, but she did get to Old Miss game right, though. And according to some stats that year, before they started handing out the trophy for like who had the best stats for the best, you know, win or loss record, a lot of people said that year when Katy Perry made her appearance, they said that she actually had one of the best records on the Guest Pick'em show.
Really? I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, there was one.
Shocking.
I recall there was one year I watched College
That's
Game
it.
Day,
Shocking.
and they had our interstate rivalry between ASU and U of A, and I remember Lee Corso putting on the fucking Wildcat, the Wildcat, you know, for his choice, and there were people, and I swear there were people with pitchforks that were throwing pitchforks at his head when he chose the Wildcats in that game. I think we ended up winning.
That's
I
good.
think
Of course,
ASU ended up
I've got
winning
Pat
that game,
McAfee in my
but
blood.
Corso just, yeah, he was nuts.
Don't know
I
why.
know.
He was nuts.
Okay, so according to Sports Illustrated, the top 10
Yep.
celebrity pickers on College Game Day:
They are
Marshawn Lynch, number 1.
to the home team. Home
Marshawn
team.
Lynch, the Beast
I remember that one.
from Seattle.
That video.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's see here. And then number 2 is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock.
Of course, you got to have The Rock on there. I mean, come on.
Wow.
Number
Yeah.
He played
now,
football at one time.
now number 3 is a surprise. Michael Phelps, the swimmer.
What?
Michigan. Yeah.
Oh my God!
If
You
he's
mean the
not on-
swimmer
if-
that won all those
if one of
Olympic
the
medals?
best
Oh my
pickers I
God!
like
dude.
is not on the list.
Phelps? Oh
I'm
man.
going to say this. If
Eh,
Wolf continues, I'm going to say this.
Go ahead, Wolf. Keep going. Keep going.
If the guest picker that I like the most because of his insight is not on this list, I'm going to freaking riot.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Good luck.
Number 4 is Katy Perry.
I knew she was going to be top 5.
I'm not surprised.
And then number 5 is Will Ferrell.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh, hell
The
no.
Canadian?
Oh yeah, the comedian Will Ferrell. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, football, but
Oregon
man knows
game.
nothing.
He did that one shenanigan with Coach Corso.
Oh,
That's okay. It
When they
was
were in the
perfectly.
Coliseum.
I'm
It's
sorry.
perfectly.
I know.
I think it was coordinated. So.
Guys, I got to interrupt you for a moment. I know I'm a transphobic Canada, but I would not trust Will
Excuse me.
Ferrell with picking my dog
We started
or a
out.
cat and a name for it. Okay, just say
We're hearing some laughing.
All right, go on. Wolf.
yes. Go ahead.
The others?
Wolf.
No,
Go ahead.
number 6 is Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet. Oh, Chalamet.
Timothy
You mean
Chalamet. Okay.
Timothy Chalamet.
Never heard of
Well,
him.
okay, he's done
Okay.
the first 2 Dune parts, and he's doing Dune Part 3 with Zendaya, which looks pretty good. So, but I
Excuse
don't
me.
know, why would he be considered a football picker? Doesn't make any sense. to me.
It's just that he came out with it's the top 10 of the best results on the show. So
No,
he,
okay.
Yeah.
he rated number 6. Number 7 is A-Rod.
Yep, because I remember that. Well, that one season they did the college football picks. He went undefeated and won the crown that one year. I remember.
Oh, nice.
That was
That's
Alex
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, right?
Like
Yeah, from the
12 and
Yankees.
0.
Yeah.
Eric,
Aaron's?
Yep.
Wow.
Not even Keegan Michael Key, who was like, I think 9-1 that year, could catch him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then now number 8 is a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones.
Huh?
Oh, how about that? How about the Cowboys, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
Jerry
Let me,
Jones.
let me guess, Arkansas.
All right, well, who's number 9?
Number 9, Bill Belichick.
Yes. Go
I'm not
Belichick.
surprised. I am not surprised. Okay.
Your friend Belichick, Brett.
There you go, Brett.
And then,
All right, well,
then number 10,
Yep.
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler, the golfer. Awesome.
I
Scheffler?
disagree with some of those picks. One picker, he
Yeah,
even though he
yeah,
does country music, but damn, he's good with this research. And he's whenever he makes a guest appearance, for some reason, even Corso was even impressed with this guy. I am talking about Eric Church.
Oh, boy.
Eric Church is he gives really good analysis on the guest picking. It's
Yeah.
like, and he's not on the top 10. But Eric Church's results have usually been pretty good. So
Yeah.
I don't even know why. And I'm sorry, Jeff, cover your ears. I don't even know why in the fuck they would put a golfer on that list instead of Eric Church. That's a
Jerry
fucking-
Jones has been a short neck giraffe in my eyes. Text guy, I think you hit that on the noggin pretty well. Well done.
Oh, I think so. And you know what I think of? I think of
Good thing I keep my swearing
I-
to
the guy,
no or none at all.
that runs, the
Yeah.
guy that runs the Washington Redskins. And I told this to a friend of mine who's a fan. I said, you know what Daniel Snyder reminds me of? He reminds me of the dastardly villain that leads that stop that pigeon. That
You know,
oh my god!
but going back
And the guy
to that,
said, "You're exactly right. Yeah, he reminds me of the guy that
You're
goes
too
stop
close.
that pigeon."
I mean,
Oh
seriously,
man!
I
Oh,
mean,
Daniel
seriously,
Snyder.
with this list, some of them were good picks. I mean, Katy Perry was definitely top 5. I'd say if she wasn't top 5, that would be a big riot for me. But seriously,
Okay.
you don't have Eric motherfucking Church on the list in the top 10 of best
Yes.
guest pickers. Not even Keegan Michael Key. I mean, these guys have had pretty decent results, and you pick a fucking golfer at number 10. Are you happy to go into the bunker or something? I mean, this is more worse than
I-
the British Open on
Yeah,
the day.
Yeah, but Brett, I still have an issue
Oh,
with you
man.
picking Katy Perry, a pop star.
Listener discretion is advised.
Football. Come on now. Really?
I know it.
Now, there's some honorable mentions on here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't leave those guys out.
That'd be good.
well, let's hear
All
him.
right.
Yeah, let's hear him.
Let her up.
There are 3 honorable mentions on here.
Okay, all right.
All right.
The first one is Dolly Parton.
Oh, I put Dolly
Amen.
Parton. And I
God bless
would have
Dolly.
Dolly Parton
Woo.
replace.
I
I'm
can't.
sorry, she knows something about football. I would have
Hey,
had
respect her. She's a
replaced
legend, bud.
her.
I know
I
she's
would
a
put
legend.
Parton in before Perry. I would have put Parton in.
She's smart, too.
You know what? You know what'd be real? You know, I know we're going with the legends. You know what'd be really speaking of country people like that. You know, what I think would be, I think would really send College Game Day down the tubes if they had Miley Cyrus as a guest picker.
Oh God, no!
that
Please.
would go down.
Don't give them any.
in a heartbeat.
Brett, don't give them any. I did.
I'm like, that would be much more shit than my ass after a Mexican buffet. Okay.
not to
Brett,
mention Billy Ray Cyrus.
mind.
If you put her dad in there, oh my God.
time out, Brett. She
Yeah.
was on there, and she's actually in
Yeah.
the bottom. She's in the bottom 10.
Yep.
That doesn't surprise me at
Miley
all.
was
Yeah.
a College Game Day guest picker.
She was, yes.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look that up when you have free time.
Oh my
What's
god!
that?
Who's your second honorable mention? You said you had three.
Now the second honorable mention makes sense. He was a fellow Oklahoma Sooner, Toby Keith.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Before he
But
passed
Toby
away,
is gone, unfortunately.
Okay.
He's-
God rest his soul.
Toby.
But
He's
God
awesome.
rest his soul.
I mean,
But yeah, Toby
Toby
was perfect. I actually remember that Toby Keith one.
Yeah, he's
He
a
should
cool.
be in the top 10.
Good
All
pick.
time, I think he should be.
Because I know normally during the
Like
Red
his-
River rivalry, they always brought
like his-
out as the guest picker. It's
Was,
like,
Yep.
was it that Oklahoma? Wasn't he in that one where they had the Oklahoma Texas
I was like-
game?
that was the
Yes,
Red
I
River
think it
rivalry.
was because he was a Sooner.
Yep.
Yes, that was the game that they went against Texas. It was Longhorns and Sooners, and he was in that. Yes,
Yep.
that was good. I wish he was in number 10 there, or at
I
least
mean,
in the-
I mean, I would have put Kobe Keith in the top 10. I would have gotten rid of that fucking
easily,
golfer.
easily. Good.
Oh,
I mean,
brother.
seriously.
Yeah.
That golfer made more bogeys than Jack Nicholson at a drunk bar.
There you go.
So,
And who's your third
Or Brett
honorable
Enter.
mention there, Wolf? Who's your third one?
The third one is actually a part of the WWE phase, and that's Bella.
Yep. Yes.
which
Yeah.
Bella twin?
Huh?
Which Bella twin?
Nikki or Brie.
Yeah, exactly.
Both?
Was it both of them?
Was
Yeah,
both?
both of them.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay, good.
Well,
Good.
there have been some decent WWE wrestlers who have actually picked. You know, this might be crazy.
Cody
but
Rhodes, Georgia.
Cody Rhodes has picked. Roman
Yeah.
Reigns has picked. I know the Bellas you said have picked.
What
You know
college
I would like
did
to
the
see,
Bellas
though,
ones go to?
even though she's past her younger. Oh, Bianca Belair has picked once. Yeah, because when they were in Knoxville, Bianca Belair was a guest picker.
Yeah, yeah.
And man, she lit up that Tennessee crowd, though. I'm surprised she
So-
wasn't there for that one. But I think for years, let's do. I want to. Speaking of guest pickers, I know they're going to choose who they want, but you know which celebrity picker of the last couple seasons I do not want back on the panel, on the guest picker panel. I cannot stand Theo Vaughn. I cannot stand him.
I'm glad you watch Game Day more than I do, bud.
That bastard has had lower stats than my A1 fucking C.
The one I never want to see on there again is Johnny Knoxville. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I've
Yeah.
actually met an actor from the movie The Ringer. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You know what I thought was one of the more crazier ones during the year? Jeff, you might remember this. But
Maybe I won't.
during one of the during one of the college football game days, when they had the Iowa State rivalry, when they had Ashton Kutcher as the guest picker.
From Homestead, Iowa, boys. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Homestead, Iowa, right between the Marys and Cedar Rapids.
I mean,
Dig it.
seriously. Dude,
He's awesome.
you know what? I'm going to say a historical reference to one of his acting stuff about that year. Dude, where's my car? Cy stole it. My bad.
Yeah,
That
or
was an Iowa State joke.
where is it at? Oh, I parked in front of the state capitol.
The fact of the matter is, though, I mean, but let's think here. I mean, going from who you don't want to see again, but for new or returning guest pickers, I'll give you guys up to 3. Who would you like to see come as a new picker or a returning picker that you like on College Game Day? Who would you like to see come back?
Blake Shelton.
There you go.
Let's go each one at a time. You said Blake Shelton. Wolf, Mikey, who do you got?
Ask Jeff and then ask Wolfie. Oh, I know. The Wolfie already said, didn't he?
Yeah, I said Blake
Blake
Shelton.
Who would you
Shelton.
like to see as a
I-
new guest picker or a returning guest picker?
I think bring back Dwayne The Rock
Good
Johnson.
question.
Or you know who I'd like as a surprise picker? Jack Black. Bring Jack Black.
That would be fun.
You know
I
who
would
would I
enjoy
like
that.
to see come back as a guest picker? You
Yeah.
guys ever heard of this? I would love
Uh-oh.
to see Jeff Dunham come back.
Oh, Dunham. And bring one of his puppets with him. Yeah.
Yeah, this time instead of Walter, he should bring Peanut. That'd be hilarious.
No, he should.
By the way, that's one of my nicknames. Did you know that? I'm
What's that?
called Peanut. I ain't
Peanut?
lying.
No.
I like it.
I tell him
Yeah?
if you're gonna bring Dunham, bring Ahmed.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
what?
could kill you.
What's up?
You feel like that. Sometimes you don't.
He would
Sometimes
be-
I feel like a peanut. Sometimes I don't.
I don't know.
Ahmed.
That'd be controversial if he brought Ahmed on the College Game Day.
I think he did, didn't he? I thought
No,
he
he
did.
brought Walter.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
him and
did.
Walter
I
did.
remember he roasted Lee Corso quite a bit.
I feel bad for that guy.
Nice.
I would, but you know what I would love to see though, since Pat McAfee's on the show. If they bring back Jeff Dunham, if they bring back Walter or Peanut, I would love to see them roast McAfee. That would be hilarious.
Yes.
McAfee's my guy, bud. Dig it.
But I would like to see, them dipping into the more of the WWE stars. Like, I would love to see like another female wrestler come on and do a pick 'em. Like maybe somebody who's popular, maybe somebody like Pamela Martinez, aka Bailey, or somebody like maybe like Sol Ruka, or even go a little older, and maybe somebody like Rebecca Quinn, aka Becky Lynch.
She's Irish, buddy.
I know, but or bring on
She would
Charlotte
think-
Flair, or bring on Charlotte Flair, because a lot of people forget her dad was a guest picker one year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Let
I think,
me see Ryan jump like he's stealing Wendell's son of a gun.
I would like them to dip into the WWE pool, but if I wanted hilarity for guest picking,
Brett.
I would bring in Danhausen. That would be hilarious. So
Oh, that'd be cool.
but actually, but I would like to say too, I would like to, if they can bring, Dolly Parton into College Game Day and have her pick, as being a legend, I say, why not dip into the old school country music? Like, bring a guest picker, like maybe like Leanne Rimes or Trisha Yearwood or Garth Brooks or something.
I don't know whether he's been on there or not, but I would like to see Adam Sandler on there.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
for sure. It's a good
There you
one.
go. Yeah.
Who I'd like to see as far as the ladies by country. I don't think we ever seen Carrie Underwood. I'd like to see her. Do
That
it.
would be good. That would be a good one.
I would love to see Carrie Underwood. do
Yep.
it.
Well
It's
said,
one.
Brett.
I think that her more expertise would be hockey, because I think her husband is a former hockey player.
Now, I don't know about Carrie Underwood, but I know that Kelly Pickler is also a big college football fan.
Pickler
Right.
is Carrie and her. Yes, that's for sure.
They had the original singers of Rocky Top on there. Rocky Top.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Rocky
would
Top,
do?
Tennessee, home sweet home to me.
Now, if they ever go to Tennessee for a game, because
I did not.
of the fact of the connection to bluegrass, even though it's a long shot, I would love to see the bluegrass duo of Daly and Vincent as guest pickers.
Ooh.
Or
Yeah, but they're more. Yeah, but they actually one of them went to school at Memphis, so they would
Oh,
probably
yeah.
do a Memphis game before they would do
Yep.
a Tennessee
At the
game.
Liberty Bowl. Yep.
I mean, so
I could just imagine pretending like one of our panelists got to be a guest picker. Hmm?
Now that would be fun.
Yeah. And Eric Wolfenbarger from Knoxville with Tennessee with Neil Stadium in the background. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
I think the likelihood of Wolfie being a guest picker on College Game Day is as slim as me losing a ton of weight with GLP-1 medications and flattening my ass by a pancake. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I mean,
How can you get your butt flattened by a pancake? That doesn't make sense.
well, I
That's-
mean,
You flatten the pancake with a butt, isn't that right?
I mean, you can't fully rule it out, because if we can
Right.
get this channel rolling and get enough subscribers going in here, and
There you go.
if I get enough interest going, then yeah, I'd be invited. But until then, no.
That's just an out of the park deal, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I wanted to go back to one quick thing, guys. Let you know the song that is at ASU is called Maroon and Gold, and it's a marching band song. It's been played since 1948, and it's and they have a certain set one for whenever they make a field goal. But the main one when the team comes out, it's called the Maroon and Gold, and it was established by one of their former marching band coordinators back in 1948.
Right.
So there is no set rock song or anything that introduces the Devils. Just wanted to confirm, clarify that for you.
I have a question for Wolf. I know the big song tradition has been Rocky Top at
Awesome.
in
Tennessee,
Tennessee for so long.
Uh-huh.
I know I don't now. I'm going to say a hypothetical what if, but say they decide, oh, we've had this for so long. We need to freshen up, get a new coat of paint, get a new song. What I'm saying it's not going to happen. I'm saying it's the what if. What would be a perfect replacement song for Tennessee? And I'm going to go around the horn and say everybody needs a fresh coat of paint. So let's just say a typical what if, Wolf. What do you got?
If you could jazz it up a bit, I would say Smoky Mountain Rain.
There you go.
Who sang Smoky Mountain Rain?
Ronnie
That's a
Millsap.
Ronnie Millsap.
Oh,
Smoky Mountain Rain.
So I'm going to pass it down to Mikey. How say Arizona State needs a fresh can of paint per se, and they pretty much need a new music, but what would instead of doing the whole marching song, but if you had to dig in for a good song that would represent ASU for a football,
You know what I think would represent us perfect. I know my wife's gonna love this because she is a huge AC/DC fan. Hell's Bells.
that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's perfect.
Oh,
You guys are
yeah.
called the Sun Devils, so it does make a lot of sense.
I'm gonna say, Hell's
or
Bells.
it'd be another good one, or Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Highway to Hell is a good one too. Yes. Good idea there, Brett.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot what you and I theme song is, but
it's when they enter, it's Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
yeah, so you and I already uses it. So
Yep.
the fact of the matter is,
Which is good.
You might, this is gonna sound really cheesy.
Yep, it will because
But I would say if it would be stupid, but it would be funny. Because the fact that their color is mostly purple.
oh jeez,
The
here we go.
United Panthers should come into a remixed version of Princess Purple Rain.
Oh, that'll put the dome to sleep.
Jeff, did you hear me? I said a remixed version.
Yeah,
Remix?
yeah.
I was
Still put them to
thinking-
sleep.
Jeff, what do you think? Jeff, can you hear me okay? I was thinking one eyed, one horn, flying purple people eater. Sure looks like to me. One eye.
Yeah.
But if you and I, if I say go back, I think for Iowa, I don't think they have a distinguished theme, even though they come out to their own fight song. But
Oh, not quite actually. When they walk through the tunnel, it's Back in Black by AC/DC.
ooh, that's a good one.
Yep,
Oh,
it
it's
is.
Back in Black.
Nebraska.
Okay.
Crazy enough, get this, guys. So
Yep.
the University of Nebraska,
Nebraska, they walk out to the Bulls theme song, "Serious" by
they
the
walk out
Parsons
to
Project.
when they enter the tunnel, they walk out to Sirius by the Alan Parsons Project. If you
Yeah.
know that song,
Yeah.
that
Dun,
was the theme of the
dun,
Bulls
dun,
for the
dun,
1990s.
dun, dun. Oh, yeah, Cirrus.
Yep, and a lot of other.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
Alan Parsons.
I think what does Iowa State come out to, Jeff?
They actually, let's see. Sometimes one of the songs they would play is Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing," but they have a cool little video where they have like a National Weather Service radio break-in thing, saying Doppler radar indicates a storm moving toward the Jack Trice Stadium area. Opponent fans should take cover immediately, and you hear the sirens in the background of the EAS. It's freaking awesome. I've been to a game there at the stadium. And
I think it would be cool to go with that. You might think I'm crazy about this, Jeff, but
yeah.
Imagine combining that with the intro of with Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train.
There you go.
Okay, I got another idea for Tennessee. Okay.
All right,
Yeah, what's that?
Just hear me out. This is just hypothetical. If you didn't have the band forming the Power T for the entrance,
Yeah.
Neyland Stadium's right next to the Tennessee River. So wouldn't it be kind of cool for them to run out with Alabama's Tennessee River as their
There
intro?
you go. There you go. Oh, Tennessee
Tennessee
River.
man.
Man. We get together anytime we can.
Hey, Wolf.
Oh, Tennessee.
When did
Or they could
Swear to
go.
God.
Yeah, or they could go in Tennessee. They could go with an Elvis Presley song, like
That's good.
yeah, like when like
14
his
PM local time. Wowie.
one of his
11:14 on the East Coast.
yeah, one of
You
his
know, I think would be a good song for. You know, I think would be the perfect entrance song. Of course, you'd have to play a remix version of it, but I think I know the perfect song for the Memphis Tigers when they come out.
yeah.
Walking in Memphis.
Memphis by Marcone.
Yeah, by Marco. There we go.
Walking
They
in
can play that
Memphis.
fast. You're right, Brett. They can play
I was
that.
walking with my feet 10 feet off of Beale.
Walking
Walking with my feet 10 feet
Do
off
I
the
really
field.
do the
Yep.
Yeah, they could do that.
Come on.
Sure.
Hey,
Marco.
when did we turn our sports show into a karaoke free for all?
I think it's kind of nice, actually. I
I've been
also need the
asking-
chat people.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
I've been
and then-
asking. We talked about it just now, and I've been asking when I went to ASU and everything. I told them, why haven't you changed this fight song? They said, well, it's a great fight song. I don't disagree. Maroon and Gold's been there, like I said, for a long time. But I said, why can't you come up with an AC/DC song like Hell's Bells or Highway to Hell or anything like that? And they said, well, it offends Christian people. And I'm like,
Oh, Jeff.
your
Yeah.
team is named the Sun Devils.
Go on.
There's
You know
this
how
song-
two-faced that sounds?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's.
come on.
Hold on, Mikey. I got one for Jeff.
Yeah.
So there's this hip hop song R&B song I used to hear on the radio.
Yep.
That used to have the little treble line, red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow. I'm like, that's perfectly for Iowa State.
You mean black and yellow?
Oh, I thought it was red and yellow.
No, it's black and yellow.
Oh, well, that would work for Iowa too.
I think the athletic department would turn that down easily.
How about the Cyclones do Black is Black by Los Lobos?
I don't know about that one.
Black is black. I want my baby back.
Anyway, so I think we're entertaining the chat right now, even though they're not saying anything. But why do we give a shit, right?
Now, if you took out the Davy Crockett part of Tennessee, you could do because their mascot's a hound dog. You could do Nothing But a Hound Dog by Elvis
Yes.
Presley.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Neil and Sid.
Easiest entrances in college football, right there. The football players coming out to you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
Yeah.
And I could just see college football nation roasting Tennessee for that.
I don't know about that. I think
You know what,
Never
too,
got a
bro.
rabbit
You know
and he
what,
ain't
too,
no
bro.
friend of mine.
there you go.
You know what, too.
But I
That'd
like
be good.
Memphis.
You know.
But I like Memphis having Jailhouse Blues would be, Jailhouse Rock. Yeah, would be a great one for them. Jailhouse Rock.
10:17 It's 10:17 p.m. in the central area.
You know what's funny? You know what I think would be another good one for a college if they had a good one?
Hey.
Go back to like 1990 something when the dance stuff was coming out
Yeah.
and come out with like what the Orlando Magic did in the NBA. Sorry to reference another sport.
Oh,
But-
get ready for this by 2 Unlimited.
Yes, Jeff, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
No.
I mean, that would be cool. Of course,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you guys mentioned that with Parsons Project.
Yep.
My
That's the one.
Phoenix Suns actually used Cirrus as their introductory song when they came on. Yeah, they used it. They
that's
used
a
the
big
Alan
part.
Parsons
Yeah,
Project.
in 1998, and when the Bulls went to the I know it's not the Delta Center anymore. I forgot what the name of the arena is now.
United
No,
Center,
no, they renamed it the Delta Center.
but they call it Delta Center now.
It's back to the Delta Center now.
But
Yeah.
when they used to play that, they used to play a different version of Cirrus by that. But the thing is, the other teams can try to copy it. Nobody does it best like the Chicago Bulls. I hate to say it. So
Yeah. And,
I mean,
and they
they
got
deserved
they got a
it.
cool
Well-
video montage to it too.
Yeah, well, they deserved it because they had the greatest player of all time,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
anyway, I have moved on for a while, Wolf. I'm going to close up shop. All right.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're nearing 11:30, so yeah, let's go ahead and call it a wrap.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the football talk show tonight. We hope we've entertained you with facts, craziness, and a bunch of laughs. And sorry for our bad singing.
Thank you.
Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Make sure you've hit the like button and make sure to share this on social media for Wolfie and his views. So for Mikey, Jeff, D-Man, Angel, Wolf, and our soon-to-be new panelist, Melissa, this is Brett Alt saying, have a good night, everybody, and we will see you next week for the Pick'em Show. Until then, the Wolf is out, and we are out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.